All right, guys, this next guest is the former leader of the Chinese gang, the Ghost Shadows, that ran New York's Chinatown. You can find a lot of his content on Chinatown Gang Stories with Mike Moy. He's got a book out right now called In the Ghost Shadows. I'm talking about the one and only Peter Chen. Peter, how are you doing today?
Oh, great, great. Yeah. To me, every day is the same thing.
Every day's the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to have you here today.
Oh, okay.
I
Thank
like
you.
to start at the beginning. So you're originally from Hong Kong and you came to the States when you were about 8 years old, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Did you go straight to New York first?
Yes, I did. I landed in the Lower East Side,
Oh, Lower East Side.
Chinatown. Yeah.
Wow.
hmm
Okay. So for the first 8 years of your life, it was just you and your five sisters and your mom?
Correct.
Okay. You didn't know your dad at the time yet until you were about 8 when you landed in America, right?
Correct. I guess you
Okay.
read all my book, right? Yeah. Okay.
Did at that time when you were growing up though, did you not see like your friends have fathers in their lives, and did you not like ask your mom like, "Hey, where's my dad at?"
Never. Never.
Never, like it
Never.
never crossed your mind or anything?
No, because I do have a friend, but where I was living at, more or less like deserted countryside. All right, I'm gonna tell you how deserted it was. That I never seen a car in my life back then. 8 years old, from since I was born till 8, right? Until I actually go when my mother's sister lived in my auntie, right? Lived out in outskirt of that the countryside, which is the Kowloon, like a city, more or less like a city. Then that's the only time I see buses, like when she take me out there to visit her mother, her sister. It's like Wonderland to me, you know. Yeah. So it amazed me. I mean, all I see is like cows, farmer, things like that. Yeah,
So
where I
so
was living.
very simple life living at the
Yeah,
time.
it is exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How do you think that that impacted you not having your father around early on?
Well, how did it impact me? I didn't felt that because I never had one.
Mhm.
I never had a father, so I didn't know what it was. So I don't know what the impact is going to be. Yeah.
So almost like you can't miss what you never had kind of
Yeah.
situation.
Exactly. Yeah. That's right.
Got you.
That's
Okay.
exactly.
So you move to New York and you finally meet him for the first time. What is your reaction when you meet him?
Well, well, when we landed in that apartment, like what it says on the book, I never seen a bed with matches, like springs, where we used to sleep on back in home, we sleep in a hard board, and I saw the matches with springs, and I got so curious. Now remember, I was only 8 years old, right? So me and my sister, took off our shoe and jump up and down like bouncers, like something very amazed me. So and then here he come. First time I met him, he like more or less like he cursed me out, like very loud tone. I said, "Wow," but I still don't know who he was until that night, the same day, at nighttime. So we gathered together, my grandfather and my grandmother. We went out to a restaurant, ordered a big table, ordered a lot of food, and then just like a celebration, like we came to the United States that day. So that night, then my mother, I was sitting right by my mother, and then my mother pointed to my father. They said, that's your father. Oh my God, I don't want a father there. I said,
Wow.
no, I don't want a father is supposed to be like that. I didn't know. I said, wow, I don't want a father. To me, I
So
was
there
like,
was no like loving moment of reunion or anything like that. No expressing of love or anything.
not
The
even from the
first
first day. No.
the first interaction is basically him just yelling at you for
Yeah.
jumping on the mattress.
Yeah. So I got off the matches. Yeah. No, yeah. Exactly.
So even now that he's in your life, he's barely around, right? Like he comes
Yeah.
home from work like every once like a week because he's working out of state.
Yes. At the very beginning. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
So
then,
your book is dedicated to your mom, basically, and all
yeah.
of her hard work and her sacrifice, right?
Right.
She worked
Exactly.
in a factory for like 20 hours a day under harsh circumstances, like
Very
many
hard.
Asian people did during that time.
Yeah.
What was it like for you as a kid watching her work like that?
Uh, I feel was like, I feel pain for her, you know. My heart goes out for her, yeah. Yes. And I feel very bad, you know, that she got to go through what she has to go through. And then coming back home, that she got to, you know, go through what my father is, you know. So, yeah, she has a tough life. Yeah.
So your sisters would help her work, and you didn't have that much supervision as a child, right?
Yeah. No, I don't.
But you eventually start helping in the factory too, and like maybe like earn like a little bit, like $5 or something like that.
Actually, yeah, but it's not about the money. I want to help my mother, and you know, and now and then my mother, you know, give me a few dollars to put in my pocket. You know, she doesn't have to do that. You know, I want to help her.
Right.
At the very beginning, like I was like 11 or 10 years old, I said, no, let me come up and help you. No, you're too young to come. She won't let me come. So maybe I about 11 years old, I didn't care no more. I see how hard she worked. One day I just went up there and then help her to, you know, bag those garments. You know, it has to be plastic bag, you know, and then ship it out. So that's the last thing on the department. So I help her with that, and then she see how fast I was doing, and then she's okay with it. And then, and then from there on, I helped my mother till the day that I ran away from home. Yeah.
And the family dynamic inside of the household, it was like very unhealthy because like you would avoid your dad, basically, like you and your
Bad atmosphere. Yeah, I don't. Man, I pray that no family got to go through what we went through. You know, me and my sister went through. See, because you know, in Chinatown, there's a lot of apartment that is like subway tunnel apartment. You know, long, right?
railroad.
Yeah. They call them railroad apartment, right? So when he walks to this end, which is the kitchen, we walk back to the living room. You know, when he come this way, and it's just like that. It's been going on like that because we don't want to be anyway be near him. He like upset him or something like that. We never did nothing. I mean, I personally never did nothing wrong, and he whipped the shit out of me. You know.
Right. He was a abusive gambling alcoholic, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So now you grew up for 8 years, you didn't know your dad, and not having him in your life was already one thing, but now you have him in your life and he's abusive and he's an alcoholic and he gambles, so it's even worse now.
He never put a penny, a dollar on the table, which you know, gotta understand. We find my sister and me, a six child, like they like 2 years apart, 3 years apart, right? You know, like who we all was attending school, every one of us when we arrived here. So some of them, you know, after school they take part-time job, but still in the factory with my mother, right? So at the very beginning, you know, few of them that was like 15, something like that, and then the most they were 15, 14, 15. They're helping my mother, and then gradually, you know, like when they get to 18 or something like that, they still work around my mother in the factory doing something different. You know, aside from helping my mother, because they got to earn extra money. My mother put every penny on the table, right? So my mother worked at least 6 days a week, 16 hours a day. That's how make me want to help her. She doesn't have a 9 to 5 job. You know, back then when the boss said, no, that shipment got to go out tomorrow. That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's the end of it. So it has to make it up. So, you know, being that where my mother department was, one person just cannot handle it. Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, sometimes me, when I worked there, then two of my sisters just, you know, take another job to help the family. But everything basically is my mother. She comes home, like she gets off, just say she got an off day Sunday. Just imagine all those kids' clothing had to be washed. She put it all in the laundry, roll it down the street. You know, in Manhattan, you don't have laundry in the apartment back then, you know?
Right.
Yeah, those old 100 years old apartments. You can't put a washer up there. So she got to push it down to one of those laundry place, wash. That's how she spent the whole week. Like that.
Her day off basically
Yeah,
is still
yeah.
working.
Right.
So at that age, are you able to process that the money that she was making was being used by your dad to gamble away and lose, or you realize that later on in life?
Oh, well, no, my mother actually support the family. She don't have no money to give it to her to gamble. She doesn't.
Oh, okay.
My mother pays the rent. right? My mother pays all our need to go to school. How she has money? She don't have money, right? Yeah.
So there was a incident where your father hit your sister in the head with a frying pan, and this
Yeah.
was the moment that you started fighting back and standing up for yourself, basically.
That's the night that changed my whole life. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, now and then, at the very beginning, like you said, he worked out of state. So, okay, I only could put up with him like one day, You work in a restaurant, you get 1 day off, not 2 days off, right? So back then. So he comes home he'd be home for 1 day. It's okay. I could put up with him for 1 day. Then later on, I don't know what happened, that he quit the job or he got fired from the other job, and then he moved back to Chinatown, works in the Chinatown now. I see him every day now, right? So I know that's where all the problems gonna come. So, but anyway, that night, me and two of my other sisters, Mary, Nancy, and we all came back with my mother, walked in the house at the same time. He was a little drunk, and then I don't know who stuck the key at trying to open the door, and my front door, and then my father just pulled it open. That he knew that we're coming in. First thing out of his mouth says, "Where you guys went and fuck around and play?" Like, oh my god, play! I was thinking to myself, play. Look, we came back with my mother. Where could she go, right? And we just walked in. Now we have to go to school tomorrow. We haven't ate. We haven't eaten yet. So two of my sisters go to the kitchen to prepare for the meal for the night. Tomorrow we got school. Wow. Then my mother was taking a shower in the bathroom, and then we take turns. If she comes out, and my other sister would go in, and we take turns. And we walked in the house like 10 o'clock in the evening. That's when we came back from the factory. So I didn't say nothing to him, and then nobody said nothing back to him, and then we just walked and do our thing. Two went to prepare for the dinner. My mother, and then I was at the the double bunk, right? The bed, so the single bed, and then I was untying my shoelace, and he come with the whip. He whipped me first, but all those years when he whipped me or beat me, I never show him that how painful it was. I never cry in front of him. I never had tears coming out of my eye. I just hold it back. Even though it's really painful, I just hold it back. I don't want to give him the satisfaction that, I felt. So for whatever reason, after that, he see me got no emotion or nothing like that. So I guess he got a little bit more pissed. He walked straight down to, like I told you, like a subway, the tunnel, right? The apartment, all the way to the end. And then while my sister was, holding a pen, they were to do something with that. And then while he was walking there, I bent it forward. I said, now what's this? I was saying to myself, what's this idiot going over there to do now? He snatched that pen and hit Mary in the head. That's my third sister. Wow. This is the first time I ever seen that he did anything to my sister, right? I got a tear was coming out my eye, and I knew there's no coming back already. So when I started to curse him, all the names that I could think of, I don't curse. I never cursed before. So anything that I could think of, I curse him. Now he grabbed a knife in the kitchen, running after me. So you know what I'm talking about, like the subway tunnel thing, right? Apartment. So he's coming from that way, and I'm close to the door. I unlocked the door, and I curse him all names, right? And he's coming after me. He said, "Yeah, bastard. See how you gonna survive on the street, right?" So I opened the door already. I'm going to run down, but if he gets a little closer, so which he was, so I just hold up my two hand and finger. I told him, "This is how I'm gonna survive." He said, "Let's see how you gonna survive off this." Like, he said the way he think like that, I might come back and beg him or something like that. So I just stuck up my two arm hands and then told him that this is how I'm gonna survive with my finger. But I didn't know how to survive. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it. I ran downstairs. Then as soon as I walked, I opened pushed the front door, but where the entrance. Then I started dawning on me, this is reality now. This is really where I'm going to go. I was only like 12, almost going to 13 years old, right? And then I said, damn, I don't know where to go. I had like a couple of friends in school. They're about my age, you know, so I know they can't help me with nothing. But I didn't know nobody. I don't know nothing. The thing is that I don't know nothing. So I've never been to anything except go to the elementary school, come back and go to the factory. That's it. So I make the turn where I go to school. It's because you know, I had two friends living over there. If I make my right, I turn right, I don't know where to go. So I went and saw a friend of mine, and then he says, I told him what happened. He said, Pete, you know, like, you know, I would like to bring you, you know, bring you to my house, my apartment with my mom. But, you know, knowing my mom and father, they gonna throw you and me out at the same time, right? So I said, I understand that. I understand. Don't worry. So my problem, I want to leave it with myself. And he said, you know what? No, no, when they make dinner, I'm gonna save a bowl of rice, save some food, you know, like, you know, save the food that what they was cooking that night, and then he'll bring it down to me and eat, you know. And then he told me, you know, sit across the street from the park, have a swing, and then if you see that light go, you know, clicking on and off, that means I'm coming down the alley, you know, the hallway. And then sure he came down and he gave me a bowl of rice, and then I told him, just, you know, his name is Cocaine, you know, like cocaine where you brush teeth, cocaine. Yeah. So I said, Cocaine, you know, I got tear in my eye when I said this to him. I said, listen, I said, this bowl of rice it don't worth nothing, like, as money wise, but it's not this bowl of rice. It's what you doing, what you're helping me. I said, never in my life I will forget about this bowl of rice. And I told him that. And years later, I'll tell you another story when we get there, that I met back with him, you know. Yeah.
Wow.
So now I cannot depend on him now. So I went on and tried to look for a job. Everywhere I went, like, remember, I was only like 12 going on 13, right? I weighed less than 90 pounds back then, you know. And then the last thing I did was walk in one of the paper factory where they're making, you know, where they're printing those paper, Chinese newspaper. I asked him, you know, for a job. I figure this is the least thing I could do now that I don't have an education. A lot of places, they asked me for a high school diploma. I said, high school diploma? I didn't know what the hell was that, right? So now, the guy actually literally held me by the collar in back of me and threw me out. He said, son, yeah, see, those papers heavier than you. How you going to help me, help us deliver those papers? I said, okay. That's was my last straw, you know. And then a lot of people say, yeah, they all had a choice. Why do they choose this choice? I had no one that right by me to guide me, or nobody tell me what is the best thing to do. I didn't even know they had like now I know, like, they have like those charity places where they help children or whatever, right? Things like that. I didn't know they had something like that back in the early 70s. So I mean, I really needed help. So I don't know, like, they could. I know I make it worth it if it's something I could do. You know, I'm not a lazy guy, but you know, nothing that I could throw. So then they say, you know, no, don't tell me you don't have a choice. I really don't have a choice.
I want to backtrack a little bit. When your father was chasing you with the knife, what were you thinking and feeling at the time? Were you scared? Were you just in shock?
Oh yeah, terrifying. You get I've never seen something like this. I was only like 12, right? I've never seen something like this. But I know with him, what I said to him, I had no return. I know I can't return back. Wait, you give me water? Yeah. So I know I cannot turn back. Oh man, I don't know what kind of beating I would get. I get beat for not saying anything.
Right.
And I do. So I don't know. I can't.
Did you ever figure out what happened in his life that made him the way that he was?
Well, I'm not trying to think about what made him what it is, because that's his problem. You know, I always thought, now, I got problem. I never bring problem back home. Never.
Right.
Right? Maybe you got business problem, you got your friend's problem, or whatever problem you have, you should not bring it home. To me, it is. So
that's definitely right. You shouldn't take it out on your family or anything like that. But I'm just asking, like, did he have like a rough upbringing with his parents or something?
No, actually, I heard that from my mom. How my mom married to him was that my father's side in China, they was pretty wealthy. All right. So one day, my mother was walking like across the street or something like that. There's a lot of blind marriage back in the days, like in the
Like
30s.
arranged marriage.
But you know what I'm talking about, right? Arrangement. So he pointed to my mother, said that, to telling his mother, which is my grandma, that's the lady, that's the girl. That's the girl I want to marry, man. That was it. Then they make arrangement.
Wow.
So that's how my mom married to him, and then stayed with him for life. Yeah. Stayed with the day that she passed away.
So you got associated with the Ghost Shadows from an incident where the Black Eagles beat up your friend Alan, right?
Yeah, it just happened about the same time when my father chased me out of school, and I cannot go to school, right? So I was thinking about how I'm going to go to school when after school, where I'm going to go. I got nowhere to sleep. There's not a roof on top of my head. How am I going to go to school? It's hard. So I didn't go to school. And then the same day that I was in school, the Black Eagle. Now remember, those days they were very dominant. They was connected with the Black and White Eagle together. They like a brother and sisters. So and then a few times they asked me to join them because I told them no, I can. That's not my cup of tea. I really don't want to be around because I want to help my mother. I told them I got no time. I got to help my mother. I refused them a few times, and then all right, they kind of get like mad or something. I don't know. Then that day I was in school, they came down and looked for me. That's what my friend says. So when I saw him, my friend, a school friend, and then I said, "Wow, what happened to you?" Man, they came down and asked where you are. I told him I don't know, which he doesn't know. So and then for that they beat him up like a pighead. I said, "Shit." For that? And then he said, yeah. Oh, shit. I feel really bad for him. So then now I asked him. Now, I wasn't with the Ghost Shadow yet. I wasn't even a member of the Ghost Shadow. I wasn't even linked to them yet. So I said, listen, you want revenge? I said it just to say it and see how I'm going to think this up. They said, yeah. Now I keep thinking, oh, yeah. I remember I saw this guy. He's dead now, but anyway. His name is Spirit. Yeah. So Spirit. He was talking to my sister, and then when he was gone, and when my sister came back home, and then he was talking to him on the street by the highway. Then I asked her, I said, who's that guy you was talking? Because I was curious that he totally dressed different, from other people. How the gangsters dress, like they dress differently. So I says, who's that guy you was talking to? And then, yeah, he's a gangster. What the fuck? What a gangster? I didn't even know what. I was too young. Like, what is a gangster? So gangster, what gangster? Okay, gangster. So then she said between bad and good. So I watched movie back home, like those TV movies. Yeah, okay, bad thing, good. So I said, oh, now a light bulb came out of my head. I said, oh, maybe this guy could help me. This guy named Gangster, right? So I went personally myself and looked for him, and I found him. I knew where they usually be around, but not definite. So I ran him the story. So at the same time, it was good for them because they was having war. They never got along with the Black Eagle. Never. Ever since Ghost Shadow established. So now I told him, and then he bought a bag of gun, and he asked me, Pete, have you ever shoot a gun before? I said, shoot a gun? I never even seen a gun. Never seen one. Oh, that's easy. Okay, I'm going to show you. So he showed me how to do it. I said, okay. And that's it. He gave me, since we got two guys, he gave me 2 pieces. And when those days, they was having like, they didn't have the big power or something. Anyway.
Like 22, right?
Yeah, mine was a 22 long, 5 shots or 6 shots, I forgot. And gave me another gun called Dillinger. So I gave my friend the 2 Dillinger, and then I took that gun. I said, okay, follow me. I says, I know where they hang out all the time, Elizabeth Street. So after school, you see them a lot. A bunch of them hang out over there. So I said, just when I start to shoot, now this is the first time I pull the trigger. Like I said before, I've never seen a gun before, but I'm doing this for my friend in a way. I was mad because of me that they came no fun, they beat you up. I felt like I got some kind of responsibility, like that. That's how I felt. But to other people, I could turn around and say, oh man, that's your problem. I got nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying, right?
Let me ask you though, how do you go from being an innocent kid to all of a sudden this is happening so fast. Like, you know, like, oh, I got the gun now. Now I'm ready to use it over this
Yeah,
situation. How does that happen so fast?
I know, I know. I have to. I see my friend. If you would have seen my friend, oh man, busted lip, black and blue eye, and then he looked like a pighead. You know, like I said, shit. I feel so bad for him. You know, like I knew he himself was not gonna do anything, but I just, you know, you know, in China, I don't know if you know Chinese culture. We probably watched too much movie and said, "Oh, you kill my teacher, I'm gonna have revenge. I'm gonna kill you." You know what I'm saying, right? An eye
Yeah.
for an eye. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. So okay, so but I could easily says, you know, like push it out, like, oh, shit, that's your problem, not my problem. You got it, it's not me, right? But no, I'm not that type of a guy. You know, I even till today, I still jump right in, you know, like things like that. So I said, okay. He said, yeah. So okay, I went and got the gun, and then I said, listen, I know he never shot a gun before. Well, I never did, so I knew he didn't. So I said, listen, if I fire the first shot, you just fire that 2 bullet, whatever you have in there. That's it. And then we dump, you know, whatever it is, and then we'll finish it. And then we'll go back where we're supposed to meet. We said, you know, somewhere by the school. So when me and him walked down there, they was separated from both sides of the sidewalk. Someone standing that side, someone standing that side, a bunch of them. So they see me coming. They knew something was wrong. I guess. The first thing. Oh, they already saw me, so I cursed at them. I said, "What? You know what the fuck you want to hurt my friend for?" So then the one on the left hand ran all the way to the right hand, and there's a bunch of his guy on the right, and they went under the car or something and pulled out like 238 because I knew it was a 22. Their fucking sound is totally different. I pop, right? Pop, 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 and then I have boom, boom. I said shit, and I didn't know what was a 38 back then. I never seen a 38. This is the first time I seen it again, and something's wrong with those guys. So, but anyway, I emptied it. He emptied it. And then they fired a few shots, you know, quite a few shots, and then we just went back the way that we came from. And I met up with my friend. So I said, listen, because Spirit wants his gun back, you know, no matter what happened, you hit anything or didn't or whatever, I want it back, you know, like, you know, he's going to dispose it or whatever. He's going to take care of it. So now I told my friend I had to bring the gun back to my, you know, dispatch. And then he gave it to me. And still say that thing. I opened the Dillinger, I crack it like this, right? I bend it this way. So 2 bullets was in there. So my heart sank. I said, shit. Now this how I couldn't even remember his name now. I said, I told him, I said, listen, you could have told me this. Now, it's not that, you know, with me, I'm fine. I know what I have to do now. But with you still gotta go to school. You still going to school. Don't think about going to school tomorrow. I'm gonna warn you this, you know. It's not gonna be over. You know what I'm saying, right? Of course, you just fire a few. He didn't know who fired that shot. Maybe you even though that you didn't fire it. You know, you right next to me. They didn't know. But you came along with me. Now I told you, you could have told me no, that you don't want to do this. You know, like you keep insisting that you want to do. So okay, then I went along with you. And I'm doing this because of you. I could say easily say, nah, it's okay. It's better off for me not to take a shot at them. You know what I'm saying? For the cause of because of you. Now that you were the victim and you didn't do nothing. And then my heart sank. I said, listen, from here on out, you're on your own. I don't want to see you no more. I said, friend or no friend, we're not going to be no more friend. I mean, so ever since that day, I returned the gun back. I never seen him again in my life. I didn't know that he went back to school. He would be stupid to go back to school.
So he got you involved in a beef that wasn't yours technically for no reason and got himself in trouble, basically, like, you know, in danger.
He got of course, yeah. So I knew that I had no other way to go now. Yeah, so.
How are you feeling after the shootout, though? Like on the inside, did you feel something change in you after participating in something like that?
Well, I knew the road that I'm getting ready to walk is different.
Mm.
Yeah, I knew. Yeah. Because I know that they're going to come after me. That's for sure. So, yeah.
So you officially become a member of the Ghost Shadows. And did you feel a sense of comfort or belonging when you joined the group?
Yeah, I fit in. Yeah, I fit in. Because remember, like I said, that even in the book, I was the youngest one by age. The youngest Ghost Shadow in that crew back then. Yeah. So that's how I got my nickname, Kid. Yeah. They gave me the name of Kid. Yeah. So, yeah.
So then,
But, mhm.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
But when I decided, I slept like 2 days and then 2 nights, 2 days, 2 nights at my sister's house apartment. She grabbed me back in. She found me later on. So, because I was brushing my teeth on the street, and then she grabbed me after a month. Then she already rented an apartment with her boyfriend. She left the house the same night. She ran away from the house. The same night that I left. I didn't even know. You know what amazed me? I didn't even know until I finished this spell of time, 20 years, right? And all that time on the street until I finished. About 40 something years later, when I came home, I was talking to another sister that said, didn't you know, Pete, that the day that you left, Nancy left right after you left? I says, no, I didn't know. Why? I said, then I asked her, she didn't know why that she left. Yeah. So I went and asked her. And this really hurt me more. I said, Nancy, why did you leave that night when, father was chasing me that night? I left and then you left. You leave after me. And then she said, because I know you cannot survive. She was trying to look for me.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah. Oh man, I felt so bad. Yeah, after 40 something years, I find out that I feel really, really bad what my sister said to me. So, oh man. And then she found me. Yeah. She found me on the street brushing teeth. And then she took me to her apartment. And then that time I was only like 13 years old the most. Then she wanted to like take care of me, like, go to school, take care of me, grow up. Then I slept there. Listen, she was like 17 years old. And she, after school, she had a part-time job, of course, like a supermarket. I remember, American supermarket, they pay her $1.60 an hour, 160 an hour, right? That is, you talk about many minutes.
Right.
So 160 an hour is a part-time. How's she gonna support me? It's impossible just to take care of herself, her need. She's still in school. Buying a pencil for me will cost her money. You know what I'm saying? So where am I going to get the money to buy a pencil? I don't have no money to buy a pencil. So I slept there for 2 days. Then I said, no, I would not let this happen because in the future later on, because of me that held her down, her future.
You didn't want to be a
understand?
burden.
Yeah, burden to her. And then that cost her, she could have a better life. You know what I'm saying? So I just walked out that door and I shut the door, turned the key and shut the door. I never gave her back the key and then never came back. Yeah. That two night I was thinking that, okay. Then I decided, I already made my decision. I'm gonna be a gangster. That is like, I'm gonna walk out of Chinatown. I'm gonna shake the Chinatown. Like, in other words, they will hear me coming. Like how a gazelle walks the street, right? It rumbles. Yeah. Not like I want to be a bad guy, you know what I'm saying? But I will let those gangsters know that I am present. I'm here. I'm going to make a name for myself.
But that was a pivotal moment where you really realized that, like, memory. You remember that exact moment. Like, this is it. This is when I'm going to do it.
Yeah, this is it. Because I didn't want to hire me. I can't get a job. I can't, there's nothing.
And a few of your sisters ran away from home, right? Over the years.
Oh, yeah, right. Now you bring that good. Because if it's me, right, Panda, if it was only me, I could understand. I might be the black sheep. I'm the black sheep of the family. But no, all my sister, one at a time. Nobody stay back. Because my father. Not because they wanted to leave the house.
Yeah, so your first case is getting caught with a pistol, right?
Yeah, that's the one to try to get my father.
Right. And at the time you found out that your dad had broken your mom's arm and you got a gun and was going to shoot him. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? That day he was really lucky. I wasn't going to kill him. I would shoot him in the knee. I just wanted him to felt it. No matter I don't want to hurt my mother, In a way, if something happened to him really, really bad, I hurt my mother. I got no other choice but to shoot him in the knee. I got to let him know. So I went to all those places that where he usually hang out at coffee shops and, be with his friend. But couldn't find him. Walked back and forth a few times. Then the detective saw me like I'm hunting for something. They grabbed me. Yeah, that's my first charge as a juvenile. Yeah, cool.
So after you left home, did you ever go back to like visit to check on your mom, or was it just more like phone calls to make sure she was okay?
No, a phone call, yes. Never walked in back in the house. Never.
Did your mom ever tell you why she never left your dad? I know, like in Asian culture and other minority cultures, it's like a lot of times divorce is not an option, basically.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So okay, even though that, and most of us left the house already, except my mom and father was there. And for a certain reason that he got my mother like like actually like insane. Like she don't know who's who no more. And to the point where she, turned on the stove and put her hands on the stove. So was nobody home. Now that my sister Nancy always cared for her all through her life, right? Since we arrived here, the second sister. I feel very grateful for her. I respect her a lot. But anyway, that she took my mother to all different places, like where the brains, like see anything happen with her, like in her head, that her brain tested and everything. They went through a lot of things, but couldn't find out, what's the cause why she's like that. And she's not there no more. The person that she's talking to, she don't know who's talking to. She don't know, like,
She's
so
like
now,
checked out.
yeah. And then my sister, that's the last choice. She had to put her in an insane hospital. Right? But after 3 years, she goes there and visit her every night to bring her dinner. So after 3 years that happened, she got out. She became, pretty normal. Wow. I thought she would never turn back again, but she did. Then when she came back, when she got out, we wouldn't let her go back to where my father was, right? My father was living by himself in Lower East Side, where we first arrived, like, when we came from Hong Kong. It's the same apartment. So that's where my father was staying over there. So we took, Nancy took my mother home to her house, and then I sat down with my mom, and I told her, I'll buy you a house. That time I'll be able to give her things that I won't be able to give her. So I says, no, she don't want it. She don't want to move out from my father. How, old generation of thinking, like a marriage is supposed to be for life. You know what I'm saying. Right? You just,
Right.
yeah. So later on, she stayed at my sister's house for quite a while, and then she just, like, moved back in with him till he passed away and she passed away. Yeah.
It's crazy because during that time, there was not a lot of talk about mental health.
Uh-huh.
And it seemed like she endured a lot of trauma. And that's what kind of caused that kind of reaction from her. Right.
Mm-hmm,
But
mm-hmm.
even through it all, it's like she was still very loyal to your
Right.
father,
Right.
regardless.
Right. Yeah, to the end.
Did you ever feel guilt that you left and you weren't there to protect your family, like your sisters and your mom?
I didn't feel that part because I was too young. I cannot protect them. I was unable to do what I was, if I could and I didn't, that would be different. Yeah.
Right.
But I knew I can't.
So you end up serving 3 months in juvenile detention for the gun, right? What was
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
experience like being there?
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Right. Mm-hmm. And now, while, that's a family court now, my mother got to attend the court, yeah, well, anytime, yeah, every time I go, appear in court, family court, juvenile. Mhm.
So what was the experience being locked up for those 3 months?
Well, to go back and think, you know what, something, I would tell you this amazed me. Now that I thought about it, like, shit, when I went to juvenile, like, you know, you buy a pack of cigarettes, you got to be 18 years old, right? By law. Okay. So at the end of the day, right, they nothing but there's nothing to do. It's just sit on the TV room and watch TV. At the end of the day, they'll give you like the small pint, the small quart, one for milk, the little one, and one chocolate. And they give you 2 cookies and 2 cool cigarettes. They give you cigarette while you was underage.
Different times,
Yeah,
different
yeah,
times. Wow.
you know what I'm saying? Now I thought, no, I was talking with the other guy. No, it can't be. It's because what you talking about? I smoked it. I knew. I said they gave you 2. They passed you 2 before you go to bed. I said, I remember that. Yeah, Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah.
So then there was a shootout with two off-duty police officers at the Jade Chalet, right? Restaurant where one customer was killed and another one was seriously wounded.
Oh, that's a bar and restaurant. That's actually, when I walked in, it's more or less like bar time, like nighttime.
Right.
Yeah.
And the officers ended up not getting charged, although the charges against you guys were dropped as well, right?
Yeah.
That
Because
situation,
uh-huh.
along with some others, led to a big marching in this by the city hall, right?
That I don't know. That I don't know. See, a lot of things outside, I don't know. I don't know what
Oh,
happened.
okay. Yeah, because the New York Times, they reported that that shooting really angered a lot of people in Chinatown at that time.
Oh,
And
really?
but
Wow.
it also pushed, like the Tongs were also heavily pushing for the marching
Oh, yeah?
because they were
Oh.
trying to
Oh, I got to
distract
see that
from
article. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
distract
I'm
from
gonna see.
the illegal gambling houses because there was a lot of cracking down on the gambling houses at that time too.
Yeah. Okay. Back then, those days, we didn't have my street yet. The Black Eagle was existing, the White Eagle was existing, and the Flying Dragon was existing. We was like where we was at the territory is nowhere, no man's land. Like nobody wanted it. It's deserted. Like, So we was coming up, but we was nobody.
So the shooting with the off-duty police officers, you just basically were meeting up with your friends and they were arguing with the off-duty police officers. They didn't even know that they were cops.
No, they don't. I don't know. They know or not because when I walked in, I clearly remember when I walked in. This is a small place. Some two were sitting on the right side by the wall, by the door. So I walked in. I said, "Wow, they did make a lot of noise." I always carry a piece those days, so I had a piece on me. And then walked to the bar, and then while I was standing there, they were standing there, they were talking, and then one of our guys just shut the fuck up, right? To those guys, right? To those American guys, right? It was dark, and then. And then they yelled back. And then when they yelled back, and then one of our guys threw a glass at them, right? And then they pull out the pistol. Stop! I had the pistol down. What am I gonna do? So I fired back at them. I'm a lousy shooter. I didn't even see you. I didn't shoot at that direction. I see gunfire was coming from that direction. So I just fuck it. I'm gonna shoot that direction anyway. But yeah.
So they end up killing an innocent bystander and injuring another one. The ballistics testing basically proved that it wasn't you guys.
Yeah,
and that's how you guys
yeah.
got off.
Right. Yeah.
And then you guys had another shootout with police in 1975, but that case got dismissed too. What happened with that situation?
Now, the same thing. Like I just walked in, and then they was arguing over it. The table was turned. I had a gun on me, so I started firing. I didn't know they were police. I didn't know they were police or not police. But I was young, young buck, hard head. I didn't care. So I just pulled my pistol and started.
It's always you not starting it. It was you like coming to save the day.
Yeah, I came in the wrong time, wrong place. Yeah.
So then at one point you end up going to Rikers for 8 months, but you're wrongly accused of a shooting by James Moy, right?
Yeah. Yep. This guy gave me 3 cases after all. He gave me three cases. Yeah.
What was did you know him personally? Did he have a personal beef with you?
Yeah, we had we bumped face one time. It was in the school. I went to Brooklyn Tech and I saw this James Moy. He just looked kind of odd to me, and I never seen this guy before. I never seen him before, so I waited him over, and I asked him, "Who you with?" And no, nobody. I asked his name, and he told me his name is James. So I said, "Okay, let me see ID. I just want to see if he bullshit me or not." So I look at his ID. I give it back to him. Okay, go. So a couple of guys, I don't know, had some words with him, and I rough him up a little bit, and then no, just a little bit, and then let him go. Now he remembered me from that day. Not long after, maybe a week or so, that incident happened where he was there with the flying dragon. But he never told me that with the flying dragon, but he was there with the flying dragon, and I think he got hit by the arm or something like that. And then, but unfortunately, is that there's a lady got killed, in that restaurant. So he's the only witness that says I did it. Nobody saw nobody. Like even the patrons in there, they didn't know they were running all over the place. They didn't have time to look at who's firing that shot. But he consistently made a report that say I did the shooting. Okay, so they came and arrested me. I stayed there for 8 months, and then but anyway, when it came time to they let me out because of his credibility is not that strong. So by just one person just saying that I did it in New York State law, that's not enough. And he's a member of the Flag Dragon. So about
So
2
he's a
weeks.
gangster snitching on you, basically.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy, right? It's crazy,
Like,
fucking
what?
crazy, man. Yeah, right. Fucking, I cannot do that. That's man. I always say that. Either you're gonna be here or there. Either way, you
I
cannot be on
mean,
both
you
sides.
even told your 4-year-old son that just don't be a snitch.
Yeah. When I came home, I asked him because a friend of his asked me what. I said, look, I asked him, look, what did I taught you all those years when you was a few years old? Then he told his friend the same thing what you said. My dad told me not to be a snitch. Yeah, not to
Wow.
rattle my friend. But anyway, yeah. So he got that James Boy gave me 3 cases back to back. So, but anyway, it's a good thing I
What
got
was the
off.
8 months like though in prison?
Oh, Rikers Island is tough. It's tough. I had at least maybe 8 to 10 fights. Yeah, because one day that they shipped in a sneaker for me, like the Puma back then, like the suede Puma.
Right.
Like, yeah, right. But those old days, I had a blue one. Yeah, so they didn't have no Nike back then, right? You know what I'm saying, right? It's Puma, Adidas. You know all of that. Polecats, remember Polecats?
Yeah, Pro-Cats, yeah.
Yeah, Converse, those, yeah. But anyway, so when a big black guy came over to me and he wanted my sneaker, and I already heard a lot about this. When you go to Rikers Island, people want to take things from you. You got to fight. So I fought. Yeah. So I fought about 8 different times. So and I saw a white guy came in. This is another incident while I was there for a while with. So I to my knowledge, I don't think he know anybody at all, because he just came in with a blanket. And the CO, the officer, sat him in the TV room. He said, "Wait, let me find you a cell." So all of a sudden, he got covered with a blanket. About eight people sliced him, and the not a blanket, a white sheet, and that sheet became red, not white no more.
Wow.
But I'm 100% sure that like he
The
didn't have
CO
no.
was in on it?
Huh?
The CO was in on
Oh,
it?
then when he's seeing that time that white sheet became red already. Yeah, then they got emergency siren on, and then they locked down.
No, but do you think that he was in on it? Like he helped orchestrate that to happen?
Who?
The CO, the correctional officer.
No, I don't think. No.
No? Oh, okay.
No, I don't think so. I really don't. But it's tough. Like I say, if you could do like a year in Rikers Island, I think most of the place that you could, you could handle the time.
Was there a lot of Asians there at that time?
No. I met the guy who tried to shoot Nicky. Yeah, his name is Fisheye from the Watching. From
Wow.
LA.
Uh-huh.
By the way, I know a guy named in LA called Date Tony Wong is his name. Watching.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Macho, yeah. What's his name? Tony Wong, right? Yeah, Tony. He was the big guy in Watching. He control over there.
So Nicky Louie is the leader of the Ghost Shadows at this time.
At this time,
he orders a hit on Man Bun Lee, who was really against organized crime, right? And
I was in prison, yeah.
Yeah, and he ends up getting stabbed 5 times. So what was your reaction when you heard that this happened?
Oh, when I came back home, that's when I heard, like to those other generals, they told me, one thing, man, that was bad though, we could felt it, because they told us that all our gambling houses on March is going to be shut down for a year. Don't even think about opening it. And in between that year, we tried, but immediately the next day they shut it down. So
So it put a target on you guys.
Yeah. Well, it hurt the pocket, sure, for sure.
So 1978 comes. During this time, there's a civil war happening within the Ghost Shadows over money, right?
Yeah, but see, a lot of people outside think this is my war. It wasn't my war. It wasn't my war. Because I understand, like in this book, it says 5 general, right? I was the lower one, right?
You're the youngest.
Yeah, youngest and low, you could say lower rank one,
Right.
but, so what happened was that, so one day that Nikki called for a meeting, or I think Taiwan asked for a meeting. So Nikki granted for the meeting. So now a bunch of guys that were older guys that were Nikki's size, they was in the meeting. Everybody basically was there except me. I wasn't there because I told Mongo, I said, listen, I'm gonna be back before the meeting is over. I know basically all the meetings are about the same. So I says, whatever I left out, you guys could tell me, So I just met a girl in Queens, man. I gotta go. So I never met a girl in Queens. Never. I never met a girl. So I just gotta go and say, tell her, that I won't be able to be here. Blah blah blah. And then I went back. I said, give me 15 minutes. Go over there. Half an hour, I'll be back. So he said, okay. By the time I got back, I'm coming off the Manhattan Bridge. The meeting was holding on Canal Street. So when I come off the bridge, that's automatically Canal Street, Manhattan Bridge. So by about 3 blocks, that's my street. Now, this time we got my street already. So I trying to make a turn. They was in the middle of Canal and waving at me, see my car was coming, and stopped me and then told me what happened. I said, shit. I said, seriously? And I said, I couldn't believe it. He said, yeah, one of Nikki's guy that, during a meeting, he just pulled out his handgun and stick it to Taiwan's head, his temple, his head. I said, shit. Now, to me, the way I think, I don't know, am I right or not? If we were brother, no matter how bad the situation is, you could go in the corner and fire it out, use your hand. Otherwise, use fucking knife, but never, take advantage of you having a gun and point it to the other brother, right? It's, you're pulling a gun out.
Like, sometimes men need to fight it out and get out the aggression, but pulling out a gun is like crossing the line, basically.
Yeah, like you want to fire a shot, you want to kill me now. Right. So they ran down, right? They all ran down. That's why how I saw them on the street. So I said, wow, that's the case. Let's go get our guns. Because everybody know where it's hitting. They know, we know, because in case of emergency. So there you go again. They grab all the pieces, except they left two same thing. One Dillinger and then the other one, the 22.
22.
So I said, give me the gun. So I took the gun, right? And they give this gun to one of my guys, Pipe Nose. He held the gun. And then they says, since I got the gun, I'm going to be around here or Mott and then try to see where they are. So they spread out. They went to Bayard. They went down to Mott that way. See where they went. They keep saying, because I wasn't there. I was not there during all this time, right? So now you guys should know where they went or did they. So they went and looked and then they turned to Bayard Street. Applehead went and saw, like, peek in one of those small window in the restaurant and saw a whole round big table, like maybe 12 guys. So they saw him too, also at the same time. They not stupid. So being that Apple saw them, saw Nicky and them saw them, he just ran to me and hey, they over there. When he told me that, they were coming out of the restaurant already. So when I got to the corner, where the same street parallel with them, they was almost gone already. So I had that gun, so I just, fuck it, man. I just pulled whatever I had and shoot at them. And I go, miss again, right? So now the police, Fifth Precinct is just like right back to back of our street, my street. It's like the next street is the police station. They hear the gunshot. Here they come running. So Nicky and them run north. I ran south. So where I'm going to go now? I didn't know where to go. I got to make a quick decision. So I ran down to one of the closest gambling house by the corner. I ran down there. I took the guard man out, the guy that, to look through the P.O. I threw him out. I said, I told Pike, you sit here and watch the door. And who could let in or not out. While I was thinking about, I had a lot of old story, but talking about the Tong War, they got tunnel from here, come out from there, right? Go out from there, which is true. But basically, they already sealed it back then. This is back in the 20s, so now, by this time in the 80s, they already sealed all the tunnel. Like you cannot cross from this street to another, wind up coming up from the other side of the street. So I said, shit, no way out. At this the same time, Nicky called. He knew I was down there. Nicky called. Gave me a call on the phone. And the guy that picked up the phone, the older guy, and there's the kid, somebody on the phone wants to talk to him. Huh? So I didn't know, at that moment, I didn't know who wants to talk to me. So, but anyway, I went to the phone. This is Nicky. I want to talk to you. Can I talk to you? I says, well, the person you're supposed to talk to is actually not me, right?
Taiwan.
Does that make sense? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I said, it's Taiwan. And also, whatever I say, I got no say-so to it. Because
you're the lowest ranking, youngest.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So he says, no, come talk to me. I said, no, that actually, when the situation, went that far, I don't think there is any talking no more. You guys forgot. But if he could, you know what? This thing he could straighten out. He could have straightened out. Like he could turn back this history, but he didn't. So now, I hung up on him, and then later on, shit, how would we get out of it? Oh, here you go. He called again. Okay, now a light bulb came out of my head. I'm going to use him as a shield to go up. I'm going to leave here, right? So he said, yeah, I'm going to come down alone. I said, okay, you come down alone, it's fine. Then I'll talk to you. But if there's another person coming with you, I'm going to shoot from the door out, right? From inside out. Then he said, he knew about me because I was like, when he was the boss, I was with him for a year, like be with him every day for a year. No, I told you I was fresh and I don't know nothing about this world. So when I came out, I followed this guy for 8 months, 6 months, every individual one. And just, think for myself and who is like more on the right side, doing things, how they do things, to study them. But I don't know. So now I was with Nicky for a year. He knew about he knew about me. So he came down, he talked to me for 45 minutes. And then I said, Nicky, I think the person you're supposed to talk to is Taiwan. Actually, it's not me. No, you don't. He asked me to go on his side. He said, why don't you come on my side? Like your side. I said, it's hard. You know why? Yeah, I go on your side to go against them. I grew up with them. And also, I look at him also as a boss, as a big brother. At one time, I said, how the fuck they kidnap our king? I always looked at him that way, because he is our boss. I'm very loyal to him. As a matter of fact, 5 of us is very loyal to him. Very, very loyal to him. Whatever he said those days, we just don't ask questions. We go. So I says, I think you should talk to Taiwan, not me, But anyway, he said, no, I want you to come with me, like be on his side. I said, I don't think I can. And then the last thing he says in 45 minutes, he said, you think about it and then let me know. And we walked out. I said, oh, excuse me. You got to bring me out of here. I said, okay. So I said, when I walk up there with you, no problem with you. I said, when I walk up with you and your man, like moving in, and I would start to shoot. You're the first one, I told him. So now I stuck a gun, which is out of a bullet. He don't know. He didn't know I was.
You were bluffing. You were bluffing.
Yeah, I was bluffing. Oh, well, I took a big arrow, poke it there, I was bluffing. So I stuck it under his waist and pushed him up. And then, he went up. And then for sure, those guys was coming like in round circle, marching in. They taught me. I said, Nicky, order them to move back now. And then he told him, move back. Nothing happened. Don't worry about it. Nothing happened. Just move back. So he pushed his man back. They walked me all the way out, to Bowie Street, catch a cab. That's how I got out of there.
So Mike interviews Nicky like a few years ago, and he described you as being unpredictable and ruthless, right?
I don't know what Nicky thinks about me, really. Because I know he knows. Because me and him wind up in the same cell when we got busted on a RICO charge, right? Later on, I got a lot of different cellies after this one, to certain time I was with him. He was sitting on a desk. He was sitting on a chair with a desk, right? And I was sitting on a bunk, and then we was talking. And then stupidity, I saw him have a mark here, right? Like a round mark here, like a dimp. And then I said, Nicky, what is this? He says, you, huh? Me. And he showed me the other side. The bullet went through from here to here. When Robert Potato shot him, It shot from here to here, from the mouth to here. Man, after that, I really believe he got dying live. All that bullshit talk about he got dying live, the prosecutor, before that, I didn't believe it.
But the way that he described you to Mike was being unpredictable and ruthless. Do you think that's why he was trying to convince you to go to his side, because he knew how like valuable you were?
Well, he knew that I'm capable of doing, like things that other people would have second thought about doing it. Yeah, like.
So this is a perfect transition to the story where the day comes where Nikki is playing mahjong, right? And Stinky Bug, you and Potato attempt to kill him.
Yeah, she actually, Stinky Bug saw him first in the afternoon. Maybe 3 o'clock, something like that. He walked down that basement, and at that basement was a barber shop. In the back is a mahjong table. He'd been there playing mahjong before, so there's nothing else that he's going to do. So now,
and you're very familiar with the place too.
Yeah. I could even place where the chairs at, table. So now, Stinky Bug told me, "Oh shit, this is the best chance now, and you're not gonna get another chance like this because during that week or two, we separated, but we we standing on one side. They were standing on the opposite side, the same street. You tell me how long it's going to last, but without saying anything, no words, just looking at each other. So you tell me in a situation it's not going to last long.
Right.
Nicky is going to make his move. He's going to find a way to make his move. So now, wow. Now, just me and Stinky Bug was there. Me and him got to make a quick decision. So I said, okay. I just came out. I just came out from home. I said, okay, let me go get a piece first. So while I was walking, so Potato was coming down the street. But they had nobody down there then. So now, Stinky Bug pulled me back. Hey, this kid never been tested. Why? See, he's capable. So I went and talked to him. This, that. And then, yeah, no problem. Okay. So that's how it became. Potato took the shot. Yeah, he went down there. And when he opened it, what saved Nicky's life that night was when that's a sliding door. He came from the back of him, right behind him. Behind him is like only 3 inches by the wooden door. So he slid over wooden door. The guy, there's 3 other people that are playing with him, 4 people on the table, right? The guy across him, like shot, have his mouth open and like stunned. So Nicky was smart enough, knew something was behind him, and he just, that little moment to save his life.
Wow. So at the time, you didn't believe that Potato actually did anything, right?
Yeah, exactly. I had doubt, I still got doubt. No, Pete, I did everything you told me to do and happen that way. It's just,
because you were telling him, if you can't do it, let me know now, because this is like our one chance, basically.
Yeah, because I'm going to do it. There's no other choice. There's only one chance. Yeah, you can't fuck it up now. You can't fuck it up.
So Nicky starts cooperating with the police, and Potato got charged with attempted murder.
Yeah.
What was your reaction when you found out that he was cooperating with the police?
I don't like that. I really don't. I couldn't stand anybody being a gangster and cooperating with the police. I understand that a restaurant patron cooperating with the police. He's not a gangster, he's a businessman. Yeah, I totally understand that.
Right, a regular civilian, you get
that. If you're a gangster, I don't know what I should call him gangster or not. What kind of gangster are you? Right? You can't be on this side of the boat and that side of the boat. No, you might as well you be everything.
So when you guys split off from Nicky, both crews are still considered Ghost Shadows, just different factions, or you guys try to come up with a different name at any point?
No, we stuck with the name Ghost Shadow, and then they try to stick up with the name Ghost Shadow. But after Nicky got shot, look, all his people around him was gone. See how loyal are they? If my boys got shot like that, you're gonna get something from me. You're gonna hear something from me. I'm not gonna let it go, right? Shit. Now he did everything he can for us. Now that he got all messed up because of not basically all because of his cause. So now I would definitely do something to the other crew that what they did to him. Yeah, I would.
Right.
So nobody stick around for him. Nobody. They all left. So he went to Canada, and then I think Canada, RCMP find out he was there because his brother, elder brother Eddie, was in Canada. Right. So Nicky Louis brothers again. So now he went back to Chicago, and that's where he stayed. He waited until his time that he think he could, muscle back into Mott Street. Yeah, Mott Street could have been his, and if he would have talked to Taiwan. Yeah.
So once you guys broke away from Nikki, you guys settled on having a more democratic approach where it's 5 of you taking a vote.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
But Mongo and Apple end up doing time. Taiwan goes on the run. It's just you and Stinky Bug. But eventually you get voted to be the new leader of the Ghost Shadows, right? And you're only 20 at the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Not much. Yeah.
So because Stinky Bug didn't get voted to be the leader, he ends up splitting away from the Ghost Shadows to form the White Tigers.
Yeah. The last word we had on the meeting was that I begged him not to leave. It hurts me because we grew up together, basically. But we basically grew up together, and we hang out together, and then we came from nothing to something together, right? And I even came up with a plan saying that, okay, tell you what, I want to buy time, I want to buy time because of try to how to figure out this situation. It's so messed up. I didn't want to be the boss. I don't want to be, so I said, listen, Stinky, you tell me what you want to do. Then I'll hand it down. And then if they don't do what you told me, and then the outcome is different, you could do anything, you could punish me, you could do anything to me, whatever you want to do, right? That's the last straw that I told him. He says, no. So when he walked out, I said, Stinky, one thing, do not form a group that come after me, turn your gun against me. And also in return, you do not even have to worry about me coming after you. Put a bullet in your head.
Eventually, a war breaks out between the Ghost Shadows and White Tigers, where a shooting happened. How did it feel now to be at war with someone that you once considered your brother?
Well, to feel, I don't think I could. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to feel, but you say we're at war, so either you or me now. So I didn't have that. I didn't want. Personally, I didn't want to. But what choice I had? Right. With the White Tiger, I gave him multiple chances. And then I just, fed up. And then that's it. We at war now. I gave him chances. Yeah, they went after my guy, I haven't made my move yet, but but by the third time they did some silly shit to us. And then I said, that's it. We're at war now.
So you really tried to talk it over with Stinky Bug. You tried to smooth it over, but it just didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work. Yeah.
Now, I know you're real old school Asian and everything, so you don't think about the feelings, but I mean, it had to hurt a little bit, right? This is your brother. At one time, you guys were together, and now it's you guys are enemies, though.
Yeah, but not like somebody that I don't know that I'm going to war with, but it's just that I had no choice. I couldn't think of nothing else, but except on the people on my side,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they my brother too, I won't let anything nothing bad happen to them, So from multiple times, they move on us, and then I just hold them back. So I said, all right, that's it. It's enough.
So eventually Taiwan wants Stinky Bug dead, right? Taiwan sends someone that is unsuccessful at killing Stinky Bug, and the White Tiger sends someone to kill you, and you end up getting shot. What exactly happened?
The next day, in other words, when Taiwan sent somebody to assassinate Stinky Bug, right? And then he knew that order was from Taiwan. All along, it was me on the street because about a week, no more than 2 weeks that he was on the run. Taiwan was on the run on the same case with the Baltimore case. So I got a lawyer, and then got him a bail. So bailed him out. I bailed him out, and then he's staying behind the scene, and Yeah, it comes out now and then, but not in the middle of the night, like, and then 5, 10 minutes, and then they leave. So within that week or two, nobody really knew that he was around. So I gave Stinky Butt my word that remember what I said. You don't have to look after, after me. You don't have to turn your back on me. That see if my bullets coming out your way. I told him no. I said I won't do that. So being that and said, and next thing that happened with him, and he knew that was one of the street guy, our guy, then he thought that I gave the order. And then the next day, that's when I got shot.
So describe that scene when you get shot. What exactly happens?
Before I went into the restaurant, right? The at that time was the well-known restaurant. Wong Ki is a well-known noodle shop. So I had a beeper. So my guy called me on the beeper, says, they was eating over there. So when I walked in, there was like about 10, 12 guys, our guy. So I'm a little bullshitting, talking, and then all of a sudden my beeper ran. And then so I just grabbed the check and then paid it, and then I walked out. Right in front of that restaurant, there's a three phone booth attached together, and then they had the symbol of like the pagoda top. Chinatown, how they decorate those phone ramp pole. So I picked up the phone and I make the call. I hung up the phone. Then it sat, in a minute. I turned and started to walk about 5 feet. Bam! Before he did that, I'm a very, very fast guy, quick, but I still didn't see his face yet, exactly who it was. But I tilted my head. Soon he stuck the gun to my neck. I thought something fast, real fast. I turned fast, but wasn't fast enough. I got boom. And then he thought he got me already. That was it. That bullet that he thought, that was it. That was fired bullet. Then as he did that, I launched, like, push forward, like, a couple feet. I said, shit. And then he had another one behind my back, right? So that's the one that hurts. And that's the one that punctured my lung, break 2 ribs. Yeah, went through like broke 3 ribs, I forgot. So the lung, you need breathing, it's hot. And then by the time I got to the hospital, no, I walked, like, not a slow walking. I wasn't running, because I always got the intention of running to make your blood circulate faster, runs faster, right? The blood's come out faster. But I was so stupid, I thought I got shot by the temple. It came out my temple, because all the blood was skirting out. I didn't know where it was. It was hot, the blood was hot. And then it would keep coming out, so I tried to hold it back. Then by the time I got to the police officer by the, by the front, where the reception, like, the sergeant looked at me, and then there's 2 detectives came out and put a wooden chair right in the middle of the reception. And then sat me down, brought 3 black, thick books, those books with mugshots. Asked me, do I know who shot me, this, that. Keep flipping that. I said, I don't know. I keep saying, I don't know. I'm not even though I know, I wouldn't even tell who was that person. I'll take care of myself. So he keep asking me, and then blood was still, skirting out to my, to my lung. And then I think a deputy sergeant and somebody came in a higher rank, and told those 2 detectives, yo, you 2 better get him to the hospital before you have any other questions to ask him. You won't be able to ask him. He's dead, like something like that. And then and one of you guys gonna mop it up, start to mop it up, and throw me in the police car. By the time I got to this hospital called Beekman, it's in downtown east side, so not too far from Chinatown. So got me there. By the time when I arrived at that hospital, I looked at it. Oh shit, Beekman. You know how many guys, our guy that went to Beekman at the same time? I'm talking about same time, same day it happened. Like 3 guys got shot. 2 of them went to Beekman, and one went to like the other hospital was 16th Street. I think St. Vincent or something like that. St. Vincent. So, but the one in St. Vincent got shot in the neck. He came home. But those two guys got shot in the leg. He died in Beekman. Man, it's known, Beekman is. I looked at it. Oh shit, they gonna send me here. I don't. That worries me. Not the that shit. Man, I said I won't be able to make it up. I know it. I know it. I keep saying it myself. Now I thought I got shot by the temple. So I said, shit. In my head, I was thinking I won't be able to make it out. So when they put me on a stretcher, rush me in there, and then start putting hoses and everything, and then do the nose everywhere, my mouth and things like that. I'm looking for a clock, Then I keep looking. I want to see what time I'm gonna be dead, right? So I just want to look at the clock, and then I finally when I tilted my head on that one side, and then I saw those government clock, the big one, right? So I saw like 4:45 exact time. That's when I got blacked out. The next time when I woke up, it was like 3 days later from intensive care. And you know what? And then I came to think of it. I'm still alive. Now, when I was a little bit conscious in intensive care, people were visiting me, and I didn't believe. I swear to God, I thought, how you see movie where you were in the heaven, right? So I thought it was in heaven, right? Seriously, I don't know. Well, maybe because of the drugs, those drugs that they, that when they did the operation on it. So I told him, give me a pen and a paper. Am I alive? I wrote it there, right? Am I? Then they keep saying yes, but I wasn't sure that was like a real yes. Because they said, yeah, you're alive. I said, am I in heaven? They're saying yes. So then later on, I realized that, and then as day went by, I got a little bit better, maybe the drugs start to worn out. And yeah. And then when I got out of intensive care, they put me in they gave me they got to push you out and then give you a room to recuperate, right? So that way you don't hold up that intensive care unit. So I got that nurse and one of my guys pushing me on a wheelchair, go into that room that they assigned me to. I didn't even, I was in front of that door, which is, the saddle, right? Didn't even go beyond the saddle yet, push saddle. And the phone rang. My bed, the empty bed, the phone rang. So I told my guy to get the, that bed is assigned. So he picked up the phone. And he says to me that, oh, there's somebody who wants to talk to you. Talk to me. Okay, so I got on the phone. This still amazed me today. So the guy on the other line says, we still coming after you. So I was pissed out there. I cursed all kind of names. I just threw the fucking phone away. Yeah, you come. I'm here waiting for you. But, it tells you how good a contact they have. I haven't stepped there for a day or an hour yet, a minute. I haven't even went in there to fix my room yet. So that's, and he knew exactly when I go in there. When I don't understand how they got it till today. They're amazing.
Yeah. So when you were shot and you were like in the police station and everything, or just in general during that whole experience, right? Were you scared that you were gonna die, or you felt like you were at peace, that you were okay with it?
No, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because in my life, all my life, that the day that I stepped out on the street, I already made up my mind what I was going to do and what I'm facing. And a long prison term or die on the street. I knew that. I expected that. Even though that you talking to me today right now, I couldn't believe I'm 66. Wow. That's how, like I was thinking. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. But yeah, I already made up my mind what I'm going to do and what I'm facing. I knew the reality, like not like somebody, oh shit. Soon as they get arrested, they telling the mother, the father, this, you know what I'm saying? Like seemed like they didn't expect it. Something hit on him really hard. But you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You know the consequence. You know, this thing's gonna happen to you. You'll face 30 years. So what? You knew it. You just take it, suck it up like a man. Yeah.
Yeah. So at this time, you eventually, basically, you and Stinky Bug have a meeting, right, at the Grand Hyatt on 42nd Street.
Yeah. Right.
How did that conversation go?
Me and him, we've been talking. That's not the first time we spoke. I mean, so after a while, I think he knew that the hit, the assassination on him, it wasn't me. Yeah. So like I kept my word. I still kept my word that he knew. So then then found out that I knew he was an okay guy. He's an alright guy. But at that time, I don't know why. I tried to persuade him to stay back, and he just won't. And then later on he formed the White House. And I know he was capable of doing that. Yeah.
So then the talk at the Grand Hyatt, what is the conversation like back and forth?
All right. He wanted to start it, like those VHS. Back then, like the Blockbuster, the renting, the rental. But he was doing like the bogus one that like copy them, like so. Now there's a guy named Vince, and probably you heard his name from the West Coast, Vincent Jew. He's the watching. He's the head of the watching. So he had part of this TV. They call him TVB back then. So that was the very first. That was the very beginning when they started to have those VHS out. So those days they shut down. I don't know. Once those came out, those theater, actually the Chinese theater got wiped out. So that's they had the copyright for that. So what they do is like Chinese soap opera, movie, any Chinese movie, it goes to this company, TVB. So he had something to do with it, and then he opened a lot of shop in San Francisco area, Los Angeles, and all that place. But on the East Coast, he haven't established one yet. So those days, Stinky Bug, he says, it's just too much to buy the franchise from them, And then he says, he asked me, can I, do him a favor, help him out? They use my name and open one on Bay Street. That's right where our territory is. Mott and Bay. That's where our section is at. So there's a spot open over there. There's a storefront, and there's two other guys with him, and then he's gonna put me in there, as a partner, and then we split in 4. So, and then he said, "No, you don't even have to put no one there. I just put you in there, like 4. The pie split in 4. So, back then those days, it's a very good business, because a lot of people, rent it. You cannot have one set of paper, right? It's not enough, right? You need at least 10 or something, to circulate, right? Yeah. So, and he get ones of the original one, and then he stopped the copy like 10 set, like every movie, every tape, copy like 10, how many set they need. So he was doing real well. And being that it was controlled by the watching, right? Vincent. So he asked me, can I do that for him? I said, why? Why do you use my name? And then he said, well, if he knew it was yours, it belonged to you, he won't touch it. Well, okay, I don't care if that's what you think. So do it then, right? Now, if he asked me, then I told him, yeah, that's mine. So now that thing went on. So that's how it started. And then later on, then he told me, he said, this kid who shot you, now it's about more than a year, and so almost close to 2 years. So
Irvin,
that shot me, right, on behind my neck, said that he wants to come back. What do you mean he wants to come back? I didn't understand what he was saying. He says, ever since that day that he shot you, he never stepped his foot back in New York. Oh, okay. So I continue listening to him, and then he said, he wants to come back, but he's scared to come back, right? So is it okay for you will you forgive him? Yeah, I forgive him. Only one thing: if he could sit down with me and just say, "I'm sorry," that's all I need. Okay, nothing else. Then I'll forgive him. Then that day happened. He made arrangement, and we went back to the Grand Hyatt again, and then the kids show up. He was nervous as hell. Like in Chinese way, when you apologize to somebody, it's just not just by word, like they're supposed to give you a tea, a cup of tea to say I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying, right? I don't know in our cultures, like so, and also he says I'm sorry. So when he gave me a cup of tea with the plate on it, it was crinkling. He said it was so shaky. I grabbed his head. If I tell you to come back, when I say it's okay, it's okay, And Stinky Buck knows me about my word. So when he got it clear that it wasn't me that put the hit on him, he knew that all along I kept my word. So being said, now the kid, I said, okay, after 3 months, he was all over the place. And then one night that he wind up in a Golden Star Bar in East Warwick, and 3 got killed, and he was the first one got killed, and 8 other injured. That was a big thing. That's when that one involved with Uncle Benny, right, the hip singer, and scientist, the flying dragon, the head being dead is over that story. But anyway, so now he was one of the guy who was there on the first guy got shot. Matter of fact, it was on the payphone. The payphone was right close to the door in front. So when 3 guys from the flying dragon came in and started to shoot with a machine gun, he's the first one got hit with big 8 bullet. And sometimes I sit around and think, if I wouldn't forgive him, probably he's still alive. You know what I'm saying, right? Back then?
Right.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So he probably would never came back to the state. I don't know. But yeah, so now Vincent came up from California, and he tried to talk me into shut it down, and then give me a lower price on what he's offering other people, right? Like other franchise. And if you listen to the whole story, let me make the story short. If you listen to the whole story, it's nothing that he's doing me no favor. He's not doing me no favor. So I refuse his offer. I said no. I told him, I said, West Coast, come on. I said, Vince, I'm from the East. Yeah. If I go to the West Coast and I'm going to do something like this, don't you think that I would first see you first? Like invite you to this, or probably you want part of this, or you know what I'm saying, right?
Basically get your blessing, involvement.
Yeah, I would get your okay first. You know what I'm saying, right? But no, you just came over here and just open your own shit, and then nothing happened. They never even see me. Now when there's a problem, now you come out and see me. Yeah. So then that didn't go well. Then he sent another hit from Los Angeles. His name is Red Macho is Date, right? Date. Yeah. All right. So Tony Wong, his name is. Yes, Tony Wong. But he got I didn't know his name was Tony Wong back then. But I know his Chinese name. But he's the head guy as another chapter from Watching. So he was reporting to Vincent. So back in those early days before your day, which is they got Joe Fong over there and Joe Boy and Watching. They was at war over there too. So he came up, he set him up, and then he got the same answer back. And then to the day that me and Stinky Buck got arrested on this Rico case. So when we was inside, Stinky was like, you know what? That store's still operating. You know me.
Well, how hard was it for you to forgive them for putting the hit out on your life, though?
Now, if somebody, I'm a person who forgive. Yeah. Yeah.
But that easy though? Like it's just
What me? Well, it depends how it is, how it happens, or how things happen. But yeah, I knew that guy he don't know me. I don't know him. Personally, he got nothing against me. Right? He just do what he has to do. Now, being saying that, me, myself, I don't think that I cannot be shot at. I don't think I'm the greatest. I don't think I know things I could do other people can't do. Vice versa. Right? If I could do it, you could do that to me. Well, we'll see. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so Kenny Wong, he's a former Ghost Shadows member as well, right?
I didn't know until I find out later on. I cursed the guy. I cursed his boss out. He came and visited me. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Okay, but Kenny's father got killed, and
Yeah.
people thought that you were responsible for it.
That, yeah, because this is what happened with his story. One day, okay, when they shut down, when they did that, Nikki did that hit on, they called him, the Chinese mayor of Chinatown, Lee Bun, all right? And he's connected with the political people, right? Lee Bun, right? So, so why he got it? Nikki put a hit on him is because of he was talking on newspaper about community, the gangster and things like that. So Nikki just want nothing else but to shut his mouth, like stop talking so much about the gangster. Right? So that he got stabbed like 5 times. Just I didn't think that they wanted to kill him. They just wanted to and to stop talking. Because he's not one of our enemy. So and teach him a lesson another way. So when he was in the hospital, the head of the police precinct, he was in Hawaii. Right? And then he flew back just to see him in the hospital. So I mean he's political connected. So now they shut us down. They told us you're not gonna see one gambling houses open on your area, on your territory. That for 1 year. And you know what? Exactly 1 year. I'm telling you. In between, we try to open it. The very next day, they come back and then they shut it down again. So, being that, Kenny's father opened one. He opened one gambling house, like 2 blocks from our area, and also 1 block from the courthouse and from the courthouse, state courthouse. That's history. So now that's kind of more like 2 blocks from our Baxter Street is kind of like deserted. It's basically a no man's land, And then he got all type of people like they want their cut, the street guy, oh, well, that's a gambling houses. It's not a legitimate business, you know what I'm saying? In a way, it's something illegal. So everybody wants to cut. So he sent one of the guy. He asked my guy, and then see if I could meet up with him, and then I didn't know what he wanted, so I met up with him, and he gave me this offer. Says, kid, I'm tired of handling those fund, those money every week to this guy, to the tong or to the blanket or whatever. So he asked me, could you help me out with this? You take care of that part for me. He want to concentrate on what he's doing. I understand because they'll come back the next week. No, we want more because of this. Because you know what I'm saying, right? There's something that's always happening. Something always changes. We want more. So, is that the only problem you had? He said, yeah. So, no, that's not a problem to me. Okay, so I handle it. So, do you think that I'm going to give it to my enemy? No, I'm going to tell him, no, you're not getting nothing. So, but anyway, I handle it for him. So we became friends a little bit. But, not like that. I grew up with him or one of my guys. He's not one of our guys. So, and one day before I did very strange thing happened to me in my life. A lot of incidents. So this is one of them. That before that, he stopped the gambling houses start open at around like after dinner, like 7, right? During the lunchtime or wee hour, like afternoon, there's nobody coming to gamble. So somehow I walked in there earlier and he was there. And one day that happens that he sat down with me and talked to me. He said, Pete, if one day I'm not here no more, right? He said, will you look after my family? I said, I don't know. I was only like 16 years old or something. Out of nowhere, I said, yes. So to today, I kept my word, his son. So I seen his son, Kenny, the guy, was just Kenny. Kenny was like 7, 10 years old, the most, right? So I seen him 1 or 2 times with his mom that, by the gambling houses. They walk by to see, Kenny's mother see, her husband. So now I haven't seen Kenny no more. until I see him in prison. But when I go back to his father says, and then one day, I said that to him before he died. Then one day, this thing took place. Then he said, will you help me a favor? Do me a favor? He said, I said, what? He said, I'm getting ready to have a shipment coming in, a lot. He says, from South America. The shark fin, right?
Right.
And he got
Shark
the good
fin
type
soup.
where, shark fin soup, right? So it's illegal now, right?
Yeah.
Right? It's illegal to have it. So he has one of the best in South America. And it's raw in the sense that you take it out from the box and it's gray. It's gray color. It's not white or beige. They gotta soak it in and they gotta scrape all that skin out. So, but anyway, we have a trailer load, a tow truck coming in. And the guy that seller is from, I guess it's from South America, but he's Chinese. He's a Chinese guy. So he says, they get ready to come to my warehouse and you do a stick up for me. Huh? I said, that's easy. Everything's set already. A lot like I walk in some places I don't know, right? Now, he told me his warehouse got a walk-in cooler. So, to today, I still doesn't understand. Me and his son sat together like Kenny and try to figure this shit out. I couldn't, and he can't. So, and then I said, okay, so what you want out of this? No, right? I got to ask him that. What's your cut? What do you want out of this? He said, nothing. I thought I heard it wrong. Nothing. And then immediately I was thinking, why would you want to do something for nothing? Right? Said, now you want to rob this guy, take all the shark fin, but you don't want nothing. Okay. Then I asked him twice again to make sure I understood what he says. He says nothing. Okay. Fine. But he said, make sure that day when you do the robbery, take all my jewelry too. Right? Okay. But don't take it. Just hold it for me, right? And then give it back to me later. I said, yeah, whenever you want it back, we'll give it back to you later. I'll just hold it. Yeah, fine, that's not a problem. That was it. Nothing else. Nothing more that he requested or wanted. To today, but I still doesn't know why. And then, but the last thing he said, before you leave, fire one shot. That's it, right? Not that dumb. Oh, okay. I don't know why. But so now that day came, and there's 1, 2, 3 person was there. And I remember this little girl was there too. Like she's about 7, 8 years old. So, and that they came and we stuck them up. We moved everything out. I didn't want to fire that shot because the little girl was there. You know what I'm saying? So now we took all the thing. And then not long, maybe 3 days later, he told me to release his jewelry, give it back to him. We gave it back to him. Now, here comes the part. Even the son said he was stupid enough to wear all his jewelry back. And people smiling. Wait a minute. How you that's the jewelry that you wore. How you get it back? We got robbed. The whole shipment got robbed. It's a lot of money, that's it. So, I got to rent places to stock them. It's not like if I have a basement, I can stock them all in there. It don't work. So, I had to rent a place to stock them. So now, he walked around with jewelry. And then that guy happens to be related to with Benny Young. You know Benny Young, like from the hip thing? Mm-hmm. He's the godfather. Yeah. Well, this guy is a tough man. I could tell you that, man. I know this person, so he don't play around. He don't bullshit. So, not just me saying that. If you interview anybody, 10 out of 10 people will tell you that they were a wise guy. So they know better. So now he summoned Kenny Wong's father. Right, his name is Peter Wong. The father is Peter Wong. He summoned him up there to the Hip Sing Association, and the guy that got robbed. He was sitting over there waiting for him. So they 3 of them discussed that this part, what I'm saying now, is from Kenny's mouth. He says, Kenny's mom, grandma or something like that, and this is some like relation to Uncle Benny. So, being that his grandma got some kind of relative relation to Uncle Benny. So Uncle Benny just says, no, fuck it. I'm going to give it up. You guys handle yourself. Like you two do whatever you want to do. You guys, take care of your own shit. And then he didn't bother with it. And then, okay, now I don't know how they handle it or what. Then next thing, not long, he got shot. Fighting 3 times in the face. He owned a club also by Canal Street. That's where the TVB, when the VHS too, that same building that he had an office. Vincent Jew. So he went. Peter Wong went back to his club at night. Like, I don't know, like, I think he went there like real late. So it was a nightclub. So now it was snowing that day, and he parked his car across the street from the club. Then when he was leaving, then he couldn't start up his car, so he flipped the hood open. And then why he did that, I think I didn't know. This Kenny said for his fault that taxi came by and called his name. He turned around, and then that's when they shot him like 4 or 5 times in the head. So, and I knew his death is related to this incident.
So how does it make you feel that people were trying to put those allegations on you, that you were responsible for that, though?
Well, I know myself is not, so it doesn't matter. But there's a lot of things being said out there about me, which is not true. I know I have my own set of principles doing things. So people who knows me, they know. So whatever. Yeah,
and I'm sure that it helps that at least Kenny, his son, his son knows that you're not responsible for it.
Oh yeah, he definitely knows. Yeah, he definitely. Yeah, he definitely knows.
So I want to go back a little. In 1975, the Vietnam War ends, and a lot of Vietnamese people are seeking refuge in America.
Yeah,
a lot of people come to Chinatown because while the Vietnamese and Chinese culture is different, there's some similarities, right?
Yeah.
How did the Vietnamese people moving into Chinatown affect things?
No, when they first came, they didn't have their own like BDK. That's later on after I was in prison in jail. So they didn't form their own group. Either they're gonna side with one of the original crew in Chinatown, New York, right? Or they don't have one until later on that they got together and formed like David Tai. They formed their own, Actually, David Tai, his history. I'm not familiar with his history, but I watched and listened to a lot of people say that he was actually one of the flying dragons. That he went and created his own crew, the BDK they call him, right? And then, but being that Thai, I don't know them. So in my time, either they stick with one side, on our side, with the shadow or with the dragon, they belong to one of those, Yeah. So, but do I know their culture? No. Even till today, I don't know all about the culture.
But early on, weren't the Vietnamese getting like hired to do a lot of the dirty work, like the shootings and stuff like that, by some of the other Chinese gangs?
Yeah. Nah, see, we had when I was on the street, that was before I got arrested on the federal case, right? So we have a Vietnamese crew, right, and it's under one person named Cat. So he had all, but no, not necessarily that right. It's directly aimed at them that who's capable of doing that's very important. Yes.
So by the time that David Tai started to really make a name for himself, you were already locked up?
Yeah, I was doing time already. Yeah.
Okay. But were you around in the early stages of when BTK and was having issues with the Ghost Shadows and the Flying Dragons?
There was no BTK at all.
Oh wow. Okay.
And their lifespan, I think, is only 5 years.
Right.
Yeah. They got a short lifespan. Yeah.
What was your personal interactions like with Uncle Benny?
Oh. So, okay, in the early days, while we was in like no man's land, like in deserted places, that was a lot of Hispanic people, right? Black, mixed culture. and Lower East Side in that section, there was not one Chinese store where we was hanging out, the kosher. I mean, we took time, step by step. We moved in little by little. And then by the time we moved back to back with the Flying Dragon, we was at Chinatown Square. Chinatown Square and Doyer Street. Doyer is they call them what? The blood angle or the blood valley? I don't know, but there's a name for that. Huh? Bloody angle or something like that. Yeah, they call that street. It was the Flying Dragon territory, and then interacted with corner with Chan Square. And that little section, Chan Square, that we hangs out there a lot. So the next thing we did, we move on them, right? We took over Pell. That's the first thing. The Flying Dragon, we took over. And that time, that's how I know Uncle Benny. He personally took us into the hip sing as a hip sing member. In the history of Chinatown gangs, right, we are the only one that has two tongues, which certain member belong to hip sing, and certain the younger member belong to the all along.
Oh, wow.
Has never been before. The Flying Dragon, there's not one belong to the all along. They're all hip sing. If they're gonna join, they join hip sing. How that became? We move on Mall Street. I mean, we move on Pell Street. We got Pell. So me, Nicky, all the older guys, Stinky, all those guys, we joined the hip sing, right? So now, when we took over Mark, the younger people that came in, we put them on the online tongue. So two tongues. So now, that's the only time in the history that one the New York Chinese gang that has two tongues member together. Yeah. So that's how it came. So when we took over Pell wasn't our goal really. There's only one street called Pell Street in New York. There's not a second one. Only one. So there's only one Doyer Street. There's not two Doyer Street. There's no two street. So you imagine how big that territory is. So, but we had to do that because that way we need a backbone. Before that, we didn't have nobody to back us. We depended on ourselves. And the least people that we had compared to other group, right? Other gangs. The Black Eagle, White Eagle, they were the main guy. They were the main. They had everything. I mean, they were the main group. So they belong to the Onlong, and Onlong's one Mark, Baya, Canal, Elizabeth. So hip sing, Tong runs Pell, Doyer, and a little bit of Bowie, Chan Square, something like that. You know, they carved it years ago. You know, they did that. You know, mocked up. You know, you watch, you know, old history, Chinatown, a guy named Mark Duck, we've been back then those days. So once we got to Pell Street, and then not long, we moved on Mark. So when we took over Mark, that is and the history of New York, that's the only time a Chinese group, gang, that took over the whole Chinatown is us, the Ghost Shack. Like the Waching at one time, they run San Francisco, right? They're the only family. They got nobody to fight with. There's nobody fight with them. Nobody compete with them. You know, they was the only one. Then it splintered to Joe Fong. Joe actually came from the Waching. Then he just went up on his own and then created the Joe Boy. Yes. Then they started to have war with Waching. Yeah.
So if that's the case, if you guys were under the hip sing, how is it that you guys started to have war with the Flying Dragons then?
The Tong and the crew is different. There's nothing to do with the gangs. Separate entity.
But he still had like some involvement because he was the godfather to Michael Chen, right? The scientist?
Yeah. But that's Uncle Benny. Uncle Benny, he is the president of the hip sing. He took us in. Right. He took us in, yeah. as
But
a
did
member.
he ever try to like squash the beef between you guys, the
No,
two gangs?
no, because he sees where the power was now. Like you know how they lean when the wind blow this way, they go this way. Yeah, we was the upcoming people. Yeah, upcoming group.
Wow. Okay.
Because I mean, back then, anything like we went through, like tank rolled through them. Like the state of. And then we took over Mars. And same thing, because the Black Eagle, the White Eagle, they had Mars for many many years. And then one day, just we came in and took over, and without their blessing, the tongue, the honor, make them move. Let's say, okay, it's going to be hard that we could, even though we could push them out, but it's hard that we're going to be stationed there for a long time. You know what I'm saying? That they disapprove it. Amen.
Why didn't you guys want the newer members of the Ghost Shadows to be with the hip sing too?
No, because in reality, how would that look? You in unknown territory, and you have no member, and all the member in the hip sing. Right? And then the hip sing, listen, like the hip sing trying to take over the unknown. The way they play rivalry, right? So this is our territory. What the fuck? They all hip sing. What? They plan to take it over? So.
Was there ever a time that you and Onion Head, aka Machine Gun Johnny, were cool?
Well, cool in the way. Look, the first time I met him, I seen him, was he surrounded me. And what happened was that Nicky Louie, he says, I was on my street. I was standing on my street, and Nicky Louie saw me. Hey, kid, come on. Come with me. My sister's having a banquet on Bali Street. So that big restaurant, she's holding a banquet over there. And then he says, I'm just going and wish her, good luck, and, salute her with a drink, and then I'm leaving. Well, I said, yeah, okay, let me go get a gun. When I turned my head, give it a go. No, we don't need a gun. Come on, just come with me. We're going to get out of there fast. Knowing that we was at war with the Flying Dragon, knowing that was their territory, knowing it. I said, fuck it, okay, go. So I went, that's my boss. He said, they don't need it, he don't want it, Okay, fuck it. So I went. So I went with him, and then he went inside. I'm going to stay outside. I'm by the sidewalk, leaning against the glass, the window, the restaurant. So, and then all of a sudden, not long, maybe not even, but maybe I would say 30 seconds or 1 minute the more. They had a gambling houses up there. I know that. They only had like 2-3 gambling houses run the Flying Dragon. So I know all the spot. And then there's one right on top of them. And it happened, they was hanging out up there when I got there. I didn't know. Then they all came down. When they surrounded me, how you see back then a Chinese movie where everybody surrounded you like that. They surrounded. So they surrounded. So I got my hair like this, right? I didn't act like that. So now I try to shit. I want to get Nicky Lou and my boy's attention, like we are surrounded. So I don't even have a piece, right? In a way, it came out good, But if not, I would definitely shoot them. Soon as they walk down that door, the first one I'm going to shoot. I think I like 8 of them, at least 8. So having Onion Head was there. That's the first time I ever seen him. Okay. Name, I heard of him. He knows me. I know him, but we never met. And a guy named Funville, he went to school with me, kindergarten school, elementary school. And he's the one wind up killing professor, scientist. He was the one, the government. So now, and another guy named Longman, I call him Longman, his AK. He got assassinated by I'm pretty sure from a scientist. So now he surrounded me, and then the first person said anything to me was Onion Head. I said, what the fuck you doing here? I asked him, so I told him the truth. What I'm doing here, I'm not here after you now. I said, no, my boss inside. I'm wishing, his family, salute his, I would drink with her sister and salute her. And then that's it, we leave. Right? Then Nicky spotted me from inside. He knew something was happening now. It's wrong. So he immediately came out asked Nicky the same thing. He asked Nicky, what the fuck you doing here? He said the same thing I said. And then he hesitated for a minute. And then I said, get the fuck out of it. Those days, he wasn't in charge yet. He was not in charge of the flag.
Okay.
Scientists was still alive. So after that incident, he let me go. Well, then many times when scientists, I think they threw him out. I would say when I came out, not long, I don't hear his name no more. He's not around no more. So scientists are, got rid of him. That he didn't came back and the scientists got killed. Yeah. So that those years, like 7, 8 years later. So he grew up with a guy named Peter too. Peter Ng. His name is AKA is Century 8. This guy grew up with Unionhead together. And when he got extradited back to Hong Kong, him and Unionhead, they did a business like importing lobster from Boston to China to Hong Kong. They were doing this kind of business. So he grew up with him. So later on, through the line, I wound up this time with in federal prison with Peter Ng. Peter Ng. So the guy that Unionhead grew up with. And he told me that, you know what? Unionhead always thought that you shot him by the bullet in his shoulder. You shot him. But I did. But he always thought that. Even like last month, 2 months ago, did an interview with China Mac. And I asked China Mac, yeah, he didn't know that. Imagine that. He said, yeah, Unionhead. He thought, China Mac's father is a fox, right? Yeah. Actually, when scientists got killed, Fox was the one that who I see. He's the ball. Unionhead wasn't around yet. So now, China Mac said, yeah. He always thought that you shot him. I told Peter, well, I always said, no, I shot him, so what? Oh yeah, I mean, things that if you put any question you put to me, I wouldn't say if I didn't do it, I didn't do it. I said I did. I don't care. I just say it. So now he always thought that, and then now in those days when he's not around with the flying dragon, we got him a couple of times, but but he said, well, no, we're not. He's not involved with the flying dragon no more. He's not around with that shit no more. He completely go legit and stuff like that, right? So being said and done, when are you gonna hurt a man like that? So,
right. There was a situation where he was starting to deliver chickens, right?
Yeah,
and your crew surrounded him.
Yeah. That's what his job. Yeah, he went out and got a job like that. Yeah.
So describe that situation when you guys ran into him and you let him go.
Yeah, because I be seeing him with his daughter, young, 6, 7 years old. It's like that. A guy said it to you like that. I wash my hair. I'm not with them no more. So understanding that what you did before with us, I could squash it. Like, hey, give the guy a chance. Unless it's otherwise, you know what I'm saying? Unless he say something, I always take a step back, like not like how you say it? Do it first. I always give people a chance. See, this is the type of person I am. You step on my feet. I'm gonna tell you, say, oh, you stepped on my feet. Okay, you're fine. I'm not gonna do that thing. I'm not, man. The second time, you did it again. It hurt. Now you stump it the third time. I will choke your neck. That's it. There's no more saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gave you enough chances. Like
you give them more chances than a lot of people will, though, in this kind of field.
Yeah, and I knew they were coming. I knew that was coming. They were coming. The bullet was coming at me. So you're gonna miss. Okay, I'm gonna let you know you missed now. Stop. And then you could hit me the first time, but I take chances. I know what this is the second time. You don't stop, I'm coming after you.
So by the time that Onionhead really started to have a lot of power, you were locked up already then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when scientists got whacked that night, I already knew. So, and I summoned somebody called Giraffe, Norman. His name is Norman in England. So Giraffe, to me, that I know of, was still outside in prison, the highest ranking in that organization, the Flying Dragon. So I summoned for him. He came to talk to me. I said, look, you're the boss now? Because I want to know who am I going to talk to if something blocks out, right? So I says, he said, no. I said, so who is it then? He said, Fox. Fox. Okay. I heard about Fox. I heard his name, but I never met him. A lot of that guy from the Flying Dragon I never met, except that day that I got surrounded. Those are the people that I met, got surrounded, but I never met them. Name, I heard about. Like I say, the guy named, I grew up with Onion Head. His name is Peter Eng. Right, Peter Eng. He is the backbone of the Flying Dragon. If it wasn't him, there's no Flying Dragon exists. Everything back then, you heard. Now he was a younger guy. He's a little older than me, I think 2 years. Then Peter Eng. So everything that, without no hesitation, that he always carried. And knowing that my reputation on the street, I always carry. I'm the youngest kid. I'm the youngest guy in this group. But I'm going to tell my boss to carry? It don't make sense. So I always have one of it. So me and him had one time bump into the street, but across the street, from one side to the other side of the corner. We stopped. We completely both stopped and looked at each other. And I knew what he was thinking. And I was thinking the same thing what he was thinking. I'm how the fucking I'm gonna hit this guy. And I pulled his piece out and then but it was in City Hall. You know how City Hall is too many people. Mm-hmm. So him and I just looked at each other and I just walked away. And then they were both walked away. Yeah. So, but he was back then. He had a name. He took off. He ran because of an incident happened. Him and early days. Him and a scientist. They was in a bowling alley. And a group of Korean called Korean Power or something like that.
KP.
Yeah, KP. I don't know. So now they was at the same bowling alley in Whitestone, and it winds up arguing, broke off. Peter Eng, he ran after. He shot two guys and he killed two guys in there, and one of them that he chased them all the way to the bathroom and killed them. So that's the case Victim took off. So in the early days, but when he took off, Onion Head was still on the street. Right? Then later on, wind up, he wasn't on the street no more. That was scientist was alive. Scientists run an operation of the organization is very secretive. And in my younger days, I go to all parties. We just go there to go there because we want to make a name. How people will know you, right? You know what I'm saying? So the way we thought. So we just go there. We don't dance. We don't do nothing. We start shit. We make the, you know what I'm saying, right? And that's it. We don't dance. You ask me, do I know how to dance? I haven't danced one dance in my life. So just figure that out. So I got 10 on our parties, just start trouble and stuff like that or whatever. And then that's, so people hear about you. But I have never once bumped into the Flying Dragon or the Black Eagle, White Eagle in there. No. They know that we were there. Because listen, we attend party every week. So this one next week, they know, but they don't go. Yeah.
So, okay, so then the scientist, right? His godfather is Uncle Benny, but he was also disrespectful to Uncle Benny by going around saying, Godfather or no Godfather, I call the shots.
He didn't say he called a shot now. Now, this is what I heard. This word's from my mouth.
Okay.
I have somebody in there that always feed me information about what the Flying Dragon does because they're very secretive. So this person who gave me all the information till today, I wouldn't give him no names. Even Mike, he asked me, I wouldn't even give it to him because I promised him. Never leak his name out. Everything that he gave me, and double check, triple check, and then when it happened the same way that what he says. It was accurate to the point, the bullseye. So before everything happened, how it started was Uncle Benny, the godfather, had this guy's name Herbert Liu. Herbert Liu. He wanted to start his own, crew, but actually he was the hip saying. Uncle Benny took him in, and he's an older guy. They got some kind of disagreement. He split off. He split off. He wanted to create his own crew and multiple crew that he would bring together. Like rival with Uncle Benny. That's great. So now, this before anything happened, word was flowing back and forth. What Herbert says about Uncle Benny, what Uncle Benny sent back to him. This word that I heard. Like he was like mentioning about Herbert Liu. Herbert Liu is just a new guy, and he said something in a way like, "What a helicopter goes up fast." In Chinese, right? And it also come down fast. So, in other words, and I think there's some newspaper quoted something like what he says too. Like I heard it in Chinese. Somebody said, "But he think it took me 1 day to build this reputation." Like Uncle Benny was saying, right? So now words got back and forth. Now this is my way of thinking terminology. I piece this together. The people that hit Nicky Herbert Liu's crew, what's been going around? And who does it? Not us, not nobody. Of course, the Flying Dragon. Now they're having beef with Uncle Benny, and Scientist was the gossip. So, to me, he would tell Scientist, "Look, just take care of this motherfucker. Just shut him up." So that incident happened one night. So 3 guys walk in there, right, and start to shoot. Kill 3 and 8. And then, boom. Next day, FBI came down. You know how they dressed back then? Like the Blues Brother. You know what I'm saying? Black jacket, black suit, black didn't die, sunglasses. Shit, when I drove down there, and like 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, I forgot, and I spin around. I said, shit, every corner there's like the Blues Brothers standing. I said, let me get the fuck out of here. So I didn't even stay there. That's how hot it was. So knowing that the heat was coming, right? So Scientist sent his guy. It was me. Come on, make some sense. I'm Uncle Benny. I'm 70-something years old. I don't give a fuck who you sent. I don't want to know who you sent. Just have it done. You know what I'm saying? So it's better off for me to deal with you, right? My godson, one guy, instead of all that people. So there's more chances of landing on me. So I would tell Scientist, just stick to it. And it came out like this. So heat was coming down hard. And then next thing, the word was saying back. Now, Scientist was alive. Uncle Benny was alive. I mean, Uncle Benny was, what's it called? So he was having an argument with Herbert Liu. So now this thing happened. And he said, there's a word there, he said, well, a godfather or no godfather. So godfather in me, I'm Uncle Benny. I'm the godfather. Who was sent back to me like that? If I could hear me, I'm pretty sure he is. Godfather or no godfather. What the fuck you mean? That mean I'm nothing to you. Or not God. Either you're gonna fucking pin on me when he's come over, he comes to shove, right? And then you got arrested, and then or you're gonna take me out. Godfather, no go. When the heat comes, you take me out. So not long after he said that, when the person said that, oh shit, this guy's not gonna live too long. And damn sure, within maybe 3 months a time, he got whacked. So when he got whacked,
you talking about Onion Head got whacked?
No, Onion Head got whacked. He's still alive.
Onion Head, Chen, the scientist.
Yeah.
The scientist got whacked.
He got whacked.
Gotcha.
And where he got whacked, it's not easy for you to whack him where he's at. Number one, it has to be his own people. That place is like an office, right? Inside country, inside the middle of their territory, right? And the only people who has the key is him. When they first opened this credit union, like lending money, license, right? And I already knew he had a key. Uncle Benny had a key. There's only 2 people that had the key, to set a key to that office. Was him and Uncle Ben. That's where he got whacked. So now to get him inside and whack him, and he got tied up. When he done, I knew he got tied up. They tied up. They tied him up. So when they tied him up, it takes two people to tie him up. One holding a gun and one using a rope, right? You try to tie me up with a gun and a rope. Shit, I know I'm dead. You get ready to tie me up, I'm going to be dead. So I'm going to fucking fight with you to the end, right? I'm saying, well, God, won't you, from common sense, you're going to just do that thing and let one person holding a gun and tie you up? How are you going to tie you up? So he tie you, and they tie him up and shot 5 times in his eye. And altogether, on top of his head, altogether like maybe 10, I don't know, well, multiple times. So now, when he got whacked, I said, wait a minute. I knew he got a bodyguard. Where's bodyguard? Nobody knew. Nobody knew where he went. I says, I had this information a long time ago. I says, when they sent me this information about scientists, and Unionhead wasn't on the street yet. He wasn't back yet. So I said, wait a minute. I try to piece what the fuck he's doing now. Number one, he don't trust his people no more. That's the only thing I could think of. Well, why? I couldn't think why, right? So now, then later on, Mike, when I told him that story when we were doing this book, he found something on the paper that they killed his bodyguard. And he's from Boston. And I told him that too. I never seen that paper. I never knew. I don't know where the fucking guy went, right? So I said, I knew he got whacked, but I don't know. I says, I had no evidence where the fuck that guy is. So he went and do some research, right? And then he came up with papers saying that, oh yeah, this guy's from Boston. Yeah, they wrote on a paper from Boston, and they dumped him on by the Glen Low, one of the highway, Southern State Highway. So they found his body. They whacked him 6 hours first before they whacked scientists.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
What about the rumors that Onionhead was involved with that?
Oh, you know what? I don't think so. Because he wasn't back yet. No.
Oh, okay.
He was not even back. His name wasn't even met. So for people that really know what happened, the truth or the story, actually, I know more compared to what they say because I was present, right? I was running the group. When he died, I wanted to know who's the boss. So I want to contact the boss, and then if anything breaks out on both sides, so I know who to talk to. If I don't know who to talk to, who the fuck I'm talking to? I talk to someone that don't mean nothing, So yeah. So now after I talked to Fox, right, and then he said, yeah, okay. So now I started to deal with it.
Oh, you had a conversation with Fox directly?
Yeah. So what happened was that, yeah, of course, he got sent to me. So now I own a club on Midtown, right? A nightclub. So I told Giraffe, Norman, I said, okay, set a date and I'll meet up with him. So he came out. He drove a 280 Benz base. I asked the China man, he said, yeah. I remember that. I got pretty good memory. So now he was driving. He was on the driver's side. So I walked out. I was by myself. And there's 2 guys in the back. And I told this guy in the back, I didn't care. So I just sat on the driver's side. He looked at me. He said, man. He said, like, you don't even give a shit. I got 2 guys in the back who whacked you down. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew what he was thinking. I said, no. So he told me, yeah, I heard about you. He never seen me. I never seen him. But now that, situation like that, you didn't even have a second thought. You just, he know I'm not stupid, but I didn't care. I said, yeah, people know where I'm going. What do I care about? Unless you don't want to talk peace with me. You know what I'm saying? Unless you think otherwise. You don't want peace? Oh, okay. Just to whack me it's not going to end. So now, sat on his bench, and then we went to one of those French restaurants, and then we had a conversation. We talked about it. So about their side, my side, then we square everything out. Yeah.
Okay, so Fox is China Mac's dad, right? Right. Okay. So then at that time, I saw an interview where Mike was doing an interview with China Mac, and he said that it was actually Fox that had the power, right?
Yeah.
Not Machine Gun Johnny.
Correct. He's correct. He's 100% correct. 100% correct. Question. Because Johnny, Michigan Johnny, Onionhead, he wasn't seen yet by nobody. Come on, I got so many people on the street, like my guy, never even heard or seen, come back to me, Onionhead, blah, blah, blah. If they seen him, they would immediately come back to me and tell me, they would see all other people in the organization, but he would never be seen and never been heard. So it can't be him. He's not until when I went to prison on this federal case. When I was inside later on, that I heard. Yes.
Got you. So what was your overall opinion about Fox? Like your interaction? Did you feel it was positive? Do you like him?
Yeah, he's a nice guy. Yeah, I like him. Certain people wouldn't like him because of how, maybe after what he did later on, right? So, but I'm talking about before. Yeah, I like him. He's just a playboy. He's a good-looking guy. You see, what happened? That's what happened is that he had a lot of girls surrounding him, like Tina say.
Did he look a lot like China Mac? Like they look really identical?
No,
not at all.
No, you couldn't tell. Yeah. So now, Wah Tom, right? All those girls later on got arrested for heroin. They was what Fox those days. Yeah, so, I mean, Fox is a party guy. That's it. He's a party guy, woman, right? So now, Onionhead took that chance when he started doing heroin. That's why they had those girls sending package to them and then let them receive the package. You know what I'm saying, right? To those girls that was around with Fox. Yeah, few of them, a lot of them. So that's how they started. So being that, Onion had actually used them as like receiving package. So that's how he came back. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so just to recap, so Onionhead wasn't in the picture when the scientist got killed, right?
No.
And then after scientist got killed, Fox goes into power.
Yeah.
Right? How long is he in power before Onionhead comes back?
I would say, let's see, when I talked to him, I had to talk to him. When I got arrested, when I was arrested later on, then I heard things about him. Yeah. So maybe a good year, 6 months. I couldn't exactly say.
Okay, but not long though.
It's 100% that while I was on the street, he wasn't there. He was nowhere near there.
Why do you think he stepped aside for Onionhead?
Oh, he got the goods. Onionhead. I mean, he. You talking about Fox, right?
Why did he step aside?
He didn't care about that. None of that. He didn't care about none of them on the street yet. He cared about money, woman, and that's it. But you can see he's a playboy. Yeah.
So during the time that he is in power, the Flying Dragons and Ghost Shadows are not at war during that time?
No, during his time?
Yeah. They
was a little bit, I was inside already, they had, they had a little bit here and there. But when I was out there, no. No, when scientists got whacked, no. When I was there, even scientists didn't get whacked. And then we didn't have no problem. I didn't have no problem. That when we had power in the early stages, when Nikki was in power, yeah.
Oh, okay. So mainly during that time. Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay. So in 1993, Onionhead gets convicted for trafficking narcotics, right? He gets 24 years in prison. Now, it's said that... What?
He's very lucky. I'll tell you why. In federal cases, they only have one cases back then. They only have one charges carry life sentencing. Life in that sense where it's life. You can't get out. Mandatory, like 20. If he was your father, sitting judge, and you got found guilty, he had no choices but to give you at least minimum 20 years. 20 years to life. And that's the only charges that will carry life. Is it called 848 CCE, Continued Criminal Enterprise. That is involved with drug trafficking. He got that charge. Don't get me wrong. He beat it. He beat that charge. If he didn't beat that charge, he definitely will get life. So he was lucky in a way that they knocked out that count. They didn't find him guilty on that count. That count only involved when they could show that you supervise 5 people under you. Kingpin. That's a kingpin charge. That's what they call drug kingpin charge, right? So they had to show the element of 5 people is under you. Now, if my case was involved with drugs, I definitely got that charge. They only could charge me with a RICO, but they can't charge me with a CCA. But there was no drugs involved in our case. Yeah.
So it said that Fox was cooperating and snitched on Onion Head.
After he lost the case. And I don't know what went wrong, like I don't know what between him and then that went wrong or whatever. I don't know why. No, if you hear Sammy the Bull, you hear why that he became a snitch. They want to whack him. Like Gotti want to whack them. They met Gotti, according to what they, what they put out, that Gotti badmouthed him while he was doing so much for this organization. If that's the truth, I would say Gotti was wrong, right? He's wrong. But this guy, look, I mean, he did so much for this organization, and he did nothing but good. Anything they asked for, that he did it. And he's the guy that brings in the money. You know what I'm saying? He's the guy that did the dirty work. He also do the dirty work. Like he was a snitch back then. Now I turn around, you got busted with this big cases. You want me to go out, like take the whole weight? He's trying to tell him to take the weight. He would be naive. He was. I don't understand knowing that. Like, wow, he's the Godfather. You tell him to take the beef. How the fuck you tell him to take the beef? They don't work that way anymore. You know what I'm saying? With the government, okay, I stand up, I go out there, I did it, I admit it. That's not going to work.
What was your reaction when you heard that Fox was cooperating?
Well, I'm kind of disappointed. I was kind of disappointed, but it won't shock me though. When it comes where a lot of people are like tough gangster, they put a gun in his head. I got you now. All right, I'm pointing a gun at you. You talk, or this bullet is going through your head. 10 out of 9 is going to talk. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that death is so nearby. So now it's the same thing. When they got me, I will tell you, when they got me, I'm almost the last person in my case got brought in. When they took me in, they took me straight to the bullpen, federal bullpen, MCC. They took me to the federal headquarters with the office, right? And here comes the agents. Yeah, they say they want me to cooperate, right? I know that. But no, I won't give in. Because, listen, I already knew the day I stepped out on the street. I already knew this day was going to come. It wasn't shocking me. Because I already knew. So a lot of people just doing things without thinking the thought of the bad side. You know what I'm saying? What's going to come? I already knew. If it didn't come, great. There's a bonus. There's a plus, right? But, I expected. So now they came in. You see, they was telling me I'm fading 600 years. Wow. I was saying, shit. I never heard 600 years before in my life. I heard 25 to life. State time, right? 15 to life, 15 to whatever. 600 years. So I took my finger out, 600. How I'm doing this 600 fucking 100, right? Listen, I gotta die 6 times to come back to finish this fucking sentence if I live 100 years. Okay, you fucking wise guy. They slapped my fucking door, went back out. That was it. They don't want to talk to me no more. They brought me to the bullpen. Then, yeah. So, matter of fact, they came up twice. He came up twice to tell her there's a maximum security. When I got sentenced, the first prison I went was back then, Terror Hunt got a lot of assassination, a lot of people dying there. So they figure, putting me in there is the right place at, those 5 maximum security. So they split us around Lewisburg. It was a big house. So they had 5 back then, a maximum security. We all got split out. So I was the one that wound up in Indiana. Yeah. So they came up. I thought my attorney coming up. I'm trying to do the appeal. So I didn't know it was the agent came up. So they came up. I went out to the visiting room. I looked around. I don't know. Where's my people that's sitting at what table? So I went to the desk where the officer was sitting in the visiting room. I said, over there. His point, I didn't know, no. So I went there. Less than 5 minutes. The chair wasn't even warm yet. They bought a whole stack of books and a whole stack of shit. Then they asked me, do I know this? Do I know that? Do I know who? Do I know this person? All the books, the mugshot. I said, let me tell you something. I said, if I tell you no, I don't know, I'm lying to you, and you know that. I said, I know everybody. But then, because they asked the prosecutor, they have one they want to solve this case. So the prosecutor told them, if anybody knows about this, it's Peter Chen. And maybe certain people that they know, they doubt it. They died. They're not alive. They went away. So they took the chance to come and see me. So they were all for me. They says, not that I don't have to do time. If I cooperate, I still got to do half my time. They would have the prosecutor sign the name that cut me time off, like to cooperate with this case. I said no. I said so. Less than 5 minutes. I says I walked to the officers. I said it's my right to terminate this visit. Oh, they got fucking pissed, man. They flew all the way from New York to here. They looked at me. They was on the way out the door. Okay, they give me a fucking bumpy eye and they said, okay, you motherfucker, this is what happened to you. So, yeah.
Yeah, China Mac has been really vocal about this, saying that when Fox, his dad, cooperated, he put his family in danger, right? But Onion Head, Machine Gun Johnny, called his mom and told them that this has nothing to do with you, that it's separate,
Yeah, even though I saw, when I met up with China Mac, the first time, and a few months ago, he said that he took care of him, yeah. Even though when China Mac was in prison, Johnny was writing him and stuff like that. He told me that, yeah.
Yeah, so Onion Head gets out in 2010, right? And people said that they never heard from him again.
Oh, he's not around here no more.
Yeah.
He got deported back to Hong Kong. Yeah.
But do you know whatever happened to him after that?
What you mean? He was doing business in Hong Kong. Yeah, I know that. He doing that importing those lobsters.
The lobsters, right?
Yeah. So, because I did time with Century 8, Peter Ing.
Right.
And then he went over there. When my probation was over, I traveled back and I met up with Peter Ing, but not with Johnny. Johnny still thinking I shot him in the shoulder.
Oh, so you haven't met him though, but okay, I got you.
No. Yeah. But I told Peter, I said, tell that fucking guy. Tell him, let him know that I didn't shot him. I shot him. So what? You know what I'm saying? And no, seriously, because the way my mentality is, if I shoot you, you could shoot me.
Right.
But there's no, you can't do that to me. What do you mean you can? No, it's even.
Did you ever hear the story about his wife, Lori Yang?
Yeah, a lot of people talk about it, right? Yeah.
That's a really sad situation.
Yeah, while he was away, she got mixed up with one of their own guy, and then the guy,
so the guy that killed her, she got involved with?
It's that people, Flying Dragon.
Yeah, he is a Flying Dragon member. But
old time, yeah. With
David, right?
I don't know, Chen or something like that.
David.
I never met that guy. Yeah. I think he's Vietnamese or something. I'm pretty sure he was. Right? Yeah. I think pretty sure he was.
Well, they said that she got killed in her apartment in Flushing, Queens, and then he committed suicide after killing her.
Yeah. I don't know where they got killed, but yeah. He killed himself too. Yeah. That was
they were involved romantically. That's what happened.
Yeah, while Onion Head was away.
Wow.
Yeah. So now when Onion Head came back, she flew back to Hong Kong. Not long after she came back from Hong Kong, she got killed, right? That's what the newspaper said. Right. Not too long after visiting Onion Head, I guess. Well.
All right. I haven't really heard you talk about this too much, but what was your interaction with Raymond Shrimp Boy Chow?
Oh, him? When I knew him, he actually is from New York. You know that, right? I don't know if you know that. So a lot of people thought that he's from San Francisco. No, he was in New York. He was working in the gambling houses as one of the cop dealer, for gambling houses. And where he works, that's where we control, like we overwatch those gambling houses. I see him come up and down, You know, like go to work, come back up, you know, like they work 1 hour and off 2 hours, you know what I'm saying? Then they come back on the next hour and work. But I seen him, in other words, like, he's not with anybody. He's not affiliated with anybody. When I was inside, I heard him. I says, wow. So, all right, don't be surprised. Look, Trump be the president, right? Because Trump could be a president. So, like, anything could happen. You know what I'm saying? I says, wow, him? No way. You know, if you say, you ask me, you say somebody else, maybe there's a chance. Him? Wow.
Wow, so in the early days, your interactions with him, you didn't really think of him as being potentially being the guy.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
So then
Not.
he
Yeah.
went to San Francisco and mainly was based there, but he did some business on the East Coast too, though.
Yeah, I don't know what he did though. Yeah, I don't know what he do. Yeah, I don't know about him too much. I seen him because we watch the street. Right, that's our territory. We hang out there every day. So he works down there, one of the gambling houses. So you know he comes up and down. Even though sometimes I walk down there, I saw him on the table, like shoveling those domino. Like, oh, right, domino. Yeah, and he's one of the workers. Yeah.
Are you familiar with his story? What happened after?
No, by only reading from paper and stuff like that. No, not actually. See, now that I could read English, when I read things in the paper, I don't read it that much because of I know certain channel on YouTube, right? The incident they say, like how professor got killed, why he got killed, all that bullshit. Because it don't exist. China, they keep saying Machine Gun Johnny has something to do with it. He has nothing to do with this. Like I said.
Wow.
I just don't have a like 100% evidence that he didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? Hey. Like nobody would have that. But being that I was out there and I had a clear picture of everything on the street, and he's not in sight. He's not in sight at all.
Well, it's pretty crazy though that he did some time, he came out, and then now he's back serving the rest of his life now because he was doing more illegal stuff though. Raymond. Shrimp Boy. Yeah. Shrimp Boy. Yeah.
But no, I thought he's inside now.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But remember, originally he got in trouble, right? And then they let him out like years ago. And he became a guest speaker. He became like a voice for the youth. But during that time, he was doing illegal stuff. So then they put him back in prison.
Let me ask you, is it that he was cooperating when he was out doing something? And then
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. Yeah. Okay. But talk to us about how you tried to help the Hua Qing at one time against the Chong boys.
That's crazy. That fucking story is crazy, man. I almost got myself killed. Seriously. Now, okay. Back then in 70, we didn't have marching yet. We had Challenge Square. So about 10, at least 8 to 10 guys, right? And they all wind up in New York. Marching came because they lost power to the Joe boy. Okay? So now at that age, I was like maybe 15 years old. 16, yeah. I took a black and white picture in Los Angeles, while we was coming back up. So while we were driving back up from California. So, but anyway, this is how it happened. So they lost power. They said, the Joe people. At one time, I knew Hua Qing had monopolized Chinatown in San Francisco. I said, fuck it. I told them, fuck it. We just go back and take it back. What's wrong with you guys, man? The fucking chickens. So I said, okay, I'm just going to go down. So I go down. You have people over there meet me, right? And then meet up with me. So I went down. And then first thing I asked them, give me a piece. I need a piece now, So they gave me a piece. What? I said, 22. That's like when I was coming up, many years ago. We didn't have no gun. The reason why we didn't have no shootout. Yeah, no people finance us. Remember one time until we joined the hip scene, then we had a backbone. We all got to depend on ourselves those days. We didn't have fucking two quarters in our pocket, So what the fuck? You give me those. I gotta talk. Fuck it. But then I asked them, do you have anything better than this? No, that's what we got. Yeah, we got another one, but it's the same thing like this one, right? It's okay. So now This is what happened now. So they took me around. I'm not familiar. This is the first time I was in San Francisco. Remember this. I don't know their street, their way around. No, nothing. I never met the Joe people. Never, not familiar with their face. I'm just raw, new. Okay. So now, look around. I said, how many people we got working with? What? You? And one more guy? And yeah, but we got the guy named Terry. Oh, I'm about, and then another word. Chen came up like last year. Came up. His name is Alan, and he's the boss of it's the brother, Jude, Vincent Jude's brother. Yeah. So, but anyway, I met him in San Francisco too later. But but he told me Terry's brother, younger brother, got killed too. So I didn't know he had that brother. But let's go back to our story. Terry picked me up. He got this Camaro. You know, old days Camaro. Now
Right.
it's worth some kind of money now. Because that fucking thing is all fucking like steel, like metal. Now, that when he got that car was like, not a brand new one, but you know, a decent one. So he just got out of prison, right? And he told me, he says, well, me, you, and him, that guy. The guy I looked at, oh man. I looked at, he's not like one of the street guys. He don't look like a street guy to me. I can smell it, right? Okay. So now he said, no, I got a few more guys coming out. Coming out for what? I was thinking about I'd be dead fucking coming out. Oh, never mind. So just show me around where everywhere we went. Everywhere. Chinatown, everywhere. That the street they used to have. Not nobody but the Joe guy. They took it all. Then I asked them, how many Joe guys they got? Oh, basically everyone it is. About 150. What? Me? You? Go to 150? Yo, it's worse than New York now. I was thinking, right? When we took over what? So, yeah. Now, okay. One day was near Chinatown, right? It's called Jackson Street. They consider Chinatown. So we're driving by Jackson Street. And then that's where Joe Fong first brother got killed. Joe Fong, yeah, all the brother Joe Fong. So his brother got killed. That's why they got a big war from there after they killed one of his brother, old brother Joe. So no, I say we're driving by that street. Then later on, the battery died out. I said shit. It's like 8 o'clock in October. I remember in October. So now in October, we're so right by. Not far, half a block, there's a Chinese mechanical store. I mean, a shop. So we're pushing it in. Now, that fucking mechanical shop is small. When we push that car in, there's a car in front of his car. So being that his car, half of his car stick out, like the trunk stick out to the sidewalk, right? And where the key. So we're charging a battery. Then, I was sitting in the back, back those days when they make the Camaro, it was bucket seat. You know what I'm saying? 2-door. I can't get out until somebody, the passenger, stepped out, pushed the bucket seat. Then I could get out of the car, right? I'm smart enough not to sit there being a fucking dead duck. You know what I'm saying? But all my life, I'm just very alert to stuff like that. I would not try not to not let people take that extra, opportunity, to do it. So now I was, in San Francisco, there's a lot of those squeegee, right? So I used to squeegee, just fucking, try to clean the back window stuff. Boom. Jackson Street is very, very big street. That's 2-lane going up, 2-lane coming down. It's like a boulevard, you know what I'm saying, right? Big street. So now I told the guy was driving, Terry, right after they left. They were standing there. I could see, I felt it. And I turned around a little bit. I see a bunch of head that was talking in the window, sitting in the car and pointing that way. So soon as they left, they stopped the car. I mean, they didn't turn off the car. They moved, right? And then I knew they'd make a right turn. So immediately I went to the guy that, Terry. I said, Terry, do you know anybody that has a white Monte Carlo and a black top? No. Oh, fuck, thanks. I just came out of jail. He said, okay, fuck it. Now I went back to the window, the back window. Now I'm prepared. Something's is going to happen. Because this thing happened, this same situation happened to me twice. One in New York, one over there. So they drop off 3 guys. Those 3 guys wear the kung fu jacket. You know, like the cup. Yeah. Hey, don't laugh. Those days was the style, man. What are you talking about? Huh? You laughing because you wasn't in those days. You know what I'm saying, my man? Now you guys into those square hat, you know? They would laugh at you. You wear a hat like that back then. So, the flip back, like the silk, there's cheaper one, there's expensive one, those like. So now, 3 of them wear the same thing, right? They link cuff, flip up like 6 inches. So now I had to screen. When they turn the corner, when they drive, when Joe and Tom turn the corner, that's when they drop off 3 guys with 3 guns. So they came, the 3 guys walking. It was like 3 shops, but it's the corner. They're so close to me. Now, being said, they saw me first. So it makes me the target, it's attention, right? So they start shooting at me. So what then I ran to the because I was just behind I was at the trunk, with the window shield. So I go, get out of the car. At the same time, I said, get out. So I ran inside, and then when I went in, let me see how many square feet is it. I would say maybe the whole shop, 700 square feet. That's small. So the thing caught my mind was the 2 hydraulic thing that jacks up the car, where you have you could change the oil and all that shit, right? Then I looked at that pole. I was scared. I'm gonna fucking hide behind the pole, right? So this fucking machine gun bullet couldn't even go through and fucking ricocheted, right? Now, when they came in, Terry's girl was in the back. No, in the front passenger side. She was sitting on the passenger side. I was in the back doing the windshield thing, and Terry was in the front driver's side. So now, I forgot where the other guy was. I think he was in the car too, but I don't know what happened to or what she did. The guy looked at it like he's not a street guy. But anyway, they were shooting at me with 3 guns. So now I ran in. Now I was hiding behind the hydraulic thing. Look, so I stand still. I would probably weigh 90 pounds. So I turned left. Fucking guy, the guy on the left, 3 guys was standing, right? All angles. So they shoot with the guy on the left, boom, boom, boom. And then when I turn right, the guy right is popping bullet to me. So I try to count that bullet. Oh, fuck, man. There's 3 guys shooting at one. I miscounted, right? So fuck it, I'm not counting. So I waited a little longer. Oh, okay, no more gunshot. So I came out. First thing I saw, the girl was crying. What? She was holding her hand up, right? And her middle finger, one of her middle finger, the right hand, but she was sitting on the pedals. So it was attached to a little bit of skin, bones completely out. They shot her finger out, right? Listen, and then it was tangling over there, right? So I says, so what I did, she was wearing a dress. At the bottom of the dress, the thing, I ripped it and made it straight and tie her hand. Then I told her, actually, make sure you don't lose this fucking thing, the finger. So maybe there's a chance for you to, because it can fall out in a minute. It's just attached to a little bit of skin. You yank it, it'll come out, the finger. So then, wow, I looked at it. I asked her, man, how you got shot on the finger? She couldn't get out. She was actually sitting in the car. The guy, she had the window up. Lucky the window was up. The guy was actually pointing at her, inches. Fired 3 shots on the door. And you know what? I didn't know what bullet was it until later on when we went back to New York. Now, and shattered the glass, right? And when she got so hysterical, she was holding her head, crying, right? Bending. The guy who shot her on the head, which is ricocheted through the window, and then the bone was whatever. The blue didn't penetrate, didn't hit her head. She was lucky. I would say she was real lucky. So now, when they left, she came out crying. So I tied it, and then now, fuck it. Let's go to the hospital. Took her to the hospital. While we're in the hospital, she told me she was inside the car when they pulled out the 45. She didn't know what gun was it. Then I saw the bullet hole on the car. It was pretty big. It's not a 22, at least a 38, I figured. So now, fuck it. I said, okay. Now that incident happened once. Then this is the only gun. It's not going to work. Look. So I told Terry, I said, from what I know, I understand in California, we could go fucking like hunting store and buy guns, right? I don't care what kind of gun's better than this, buy something heavier, right? It could be a long fucking rifle. I don't care. Give me something big, right? Now, so we went to the hunting store and let's buy some bulletproof vests. They sell those, right? Back there in California, easy. License, give them a license. They give it to you. Walked in there. Oh, fuck. Joe Farm. Joe guy was in there. Oh, forget it. Okay, forget it. Yeah, we walked out. Now we walked out. This wasn't it yet. This incident. Now, I stayed there maybe 2 weeks. Now, we went down Chinatown. Being that the street is slanted.
Right.
Some street, really slanted, right? So we was going uphill. And it was, we turned on Grand Street. So it's Chinatown. So we turned out that, I don't know what Jackson Street, I don't know what that fucking street is, but in the heart of Chinatown. So it's slanted, right? So a lot of traffic, we stopped. It's two-way traffic, right? So it was like bumper to bumper. Then, I spotted. So I always alert. When I'm sitting in a place where it could be a dead duck, I'm always alert. So shit. So I spotted their cars. They were bumper to bumper. I says, Terry, don't look behind your mirror. Don't act suspicious when I tell you. Now, do you know a car, this model, no, I just say, oh, here you go. Okay, forget it. I don't want to even ask him no question. So I said, listen to me. Just listen to me. Don't move. Don't go forward no more. Because we need space to move out, right? Because bumper to bumper, we're dead. They blocking us. They bumper to our back. So the whole street was bumper to bumper. And this side, there's car coming down. There's two issues. Now, I said, listen, put that thing on reverse. Put it on reverse. Get ready when I tell you to step on it, right? So I just step on it and then put it on drive. But in front, the car moving now a little bit, don't move. Give us space. Do not even move. We have no space to go. So just listen to what I say. That's it. So he did. So now, damn sure, two guys was coming from all doors, left door, right door, in the back. They was coming to our door. Well, they're not going to come out our door and say hello. Right? So now I said, press back. And it stomped on it, right? And before they noticed, those two guys, they got half their feet in the car, half feet they over on the street. They were shocked. But it shocked them a little bit. So I said, cut it out. So put it on drive. And then we speed it up. Then, okay. Then I talked to him. I said, Terry, listen, I have enough excitement over here. It's no win situation. Like, if there is a win that I could help you guys, fine. But listen, we always got killed a few times. I said, I'm having enough. I said, so I'm going to give you 8 hours. You make the decision. Because his girlfriend is in the hospital with the finger, right? PANDA, right? So now, I said, I'm going to give you 8 hours to make a decision. You want to come with me? Fine. We drove back. But if you don't want to come with me, I'm taking a flight back. I'm taking a flight back. Either way. So you give me an answer by then. I said, you better off coming to New York. You'll be okay. So let me decide. Let me think about it. I said, there's no time for you to think. 8 hours. That's all you got to think. That's it. I said, I'm leaving. So I guess he talked to his girlfriend. He made up his mind. He said, come with me. So we fixed the window, right? But the door, it got 3 bullets. We didn't fix it. We just drove back to New York. And in between the way, we stopped at Los Angeles. He said he wanted to see that guy, though. I think that Tong. I said, whoa, I heard there's another chapter here, Joe Fong, right? I said, no, I'm not going with you no more. You go. I'm here. I'm in Hollywood Boulevard. We had a hotel, stay overnight. I said, I got enough excitement. I don't need it no more. Listen, I'm here with nothing. I got to depend on you. You give me a 20, not like in New York. I'm not afraid of this violence and all this. I'm not afraid of it. Shit. And those gunshots, I'm not afraid of those things. So it's not that. It's just that, man, I don't have the power to overcome them. Man, I'm like sitting, shooting duck, let them shoot whoever I want, they want. So he said, no, he said, okay, you don't want to go, it's fine. So he left. And I was walking, right? And then I saw this photography, a Japanese photography. There's a lot of Japanese people live in Los Angeles. He's a professional photographer. You know what? When all that shit went on, let me go in there and take a fucking picture just to, if I ever got to an age when I'm old, then I'll pull it out and have a laugh. How I got my ass shot out of fucking California, right? And that's the only idea. I took that cigar with the black and white picture. Have you seen the book? With a cigar? With a big head? That is the only black and white picture I ever be taken for the professional photograph. And when I look back now, when we write this book, right, my book, I looked at it. You see, it came true. Now I'm fucking laughing my ass off how I got shot out from fucking South San Francisco. So, so he went. I took the picture. I said, how long you get this shit developed? 2 hours. Oh, okay, that's enough time. So I made it. I told him to make it. So I still have that picture. So now Terry came back. I said, let's get out of here. Go. So we went back to New York.
Eventually, you find out there's an informant inside of the Ghost Shadows, but the only thing you knew was his last name was Wong, and there were 5 members in the gang with the last name Wong.
Yeah. So I weed out the best I can. It cannot be Stinky Bug. Stinky Bug is David Wong. So no, it's just not him. So another guy named Paul Wong, 2 Paul Wong. No, not those 2. No. So the lead, the last one, I said has to be him. So just to make sure. So came up with idea. Me, Margot, Taiwan, everybody came up with idea. We went up to my call for a meeting. That we went up to my office, the entertainment business office. Set everybody around. The way it is, right? I was saying that I already knew who it was. Yeah. So I'm giving you the guy that the chances to come forward. So the meeting ended like that. No. Next day, that Wong didn't show up at all. So it's him. So now he didn't show up. Me and some of my guys went to where he lived. Oh man. They cleaned out everything. In other words, the Fed took him out. The whole family, everybody, furniture, dogs, everything out. Because that's how I got charged with trying to kill that witness, a 10-minute witness. Yeah, him, Raven, yeah. So he left.
So at one point, Uncle Benny tells you that the indictment is coming, and you had others telling you it was coming.
Oh, yeah.
Why didn't you go on the run or try to leave the country or something?
Okay, before that happened, I even met up with a mob, like, who was it? Carmine Gambino, the guy, the boss, the real boss, he's dead now, where the older guy, his attorney, and he also represents Paul Castellano, the big boss, right? He represents a lot of, he's one of the top lawyers back then in New York. The top 10 was him, Barry Slotnick wasn't even there. Him, he was one of the top 10. So I went to see him, and then I talk about the case. What's involved with that case? He gave me the impression, and he told me, I'm going to get sentenced like 20 years. The most I do 20 years is 12 years and 8 months. Yeah, which is the truth, but it's not 20. He didn't think that they could split that count, run it consecutive. So I don't know why he didn't say that. So I said 12 years, fuck it. I'm going to do this 12 years. I got no problem with it. I still could hold my power. I was thinking that way, right? So I would plan everything, and I would talk to the guy once I'm away. This is where it ends, our generation. So you guys take it over. This is, everything's planned. Shit, when I went to the bullpen, wow. You got locked up too? This guy is not with us for many, many years, you know what I'm saying? They went down all the way down to the roof. Yeah. So I talked to him. He says, the most you get like 20 years in federal time is maximum is 12 years and 6 months max. That's all you can do. Yes, I was thinking about I could handle that. That's not a problem. Yeah, I could do 4 years. Well,
So it never crossed your mind to run, to leave the country or anything?
no. I never even think about it. Because I could think I still could have a control of it. 12 years. No, it might not give me 35.
Right. So on February 17th, 1985, you guys get hit with the RICO. It's the largest Asian racketeering arrest in U.S. history, right? 25 Ghost Shadow members get arrested.
It's the first on the agent, yeah.
Mhm.
It's the first on the agent.
30 FBI agents show up to arrest you. Like you said, you were facing 600 years in prison.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
This is fucking bullshit.
They
Trying to scare
in a
me.
full circle moment, you're locked up with Nicky Louie, right?
Yeah.
What kind of conversations did you guys have to the point that you were able to forgive him?
Oh, the first thing when they locked me, when they put me in the boat, I was basically the last one. I turned it around. I didn't know he was on the indictment because he was out of this for 8 years, right? So now they uncuffed me. I turned around. Oh shit! Wow, Nicky, you were here too? Oh, this got to be big. So we laughed. So while I was cell with him, me and him cell in the same cell, right? I was sitting on the bunk bed. He was sitting on a chair and at a table, little table. We're in the same room sitting for a while. And he sat down, and then I was looking right at his head because he was sitting down. I was looking up. I said, Nicky, what's that? Like a birthmark, right? I didn't know. I said, what's like a little circle thing, right? What's that dent over here? Look, there's a mark pointing at me. He said, you, me. I didn't even thought about that shooting. That was trying to kill him. And then it turned around, showed me, they came out here too, right? Wow. I said, yeah, fuck, man, you were really lucky, right? And he pointed at it, nothing. And when we got in there, everything squashed. He knew it's not personal. It's business. And he knew it's not between me and him. Like, I don't like what it's not me. It's not me. I'm the youngest guy. I'm the youngest kid. He knows it's not me.
You were 26 at the time, and you pleaded out to 3 charges of RICO, conspiracy, and attempted murder on a witness, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay. The judge sentenced you to 35 years. What was your experience like in prison? Because there was only like 3 Asian people in there or something like that. There wasn't a lot of people.
Yeah. No, but the first thing he said to me, all I think was Chinese food. Oh shit. I gotta eat those fire. I swear to God, I knew what I'm gonna get anyway. Come on, reality. I'm gonna get sentenced. What, you gonna let me go home? 35 fucking years, I'm gonna eat those salad. I can't take it. Chinese people, they gotta cook their eating fucking lettuce, Like they cook their lettuce. So I said, shit, I cannot take it, man. I cannot. I'm gonna survive to this fucking American food, But I didn't know, it's fun. I mean, I did that like 20 years, right? No bullshit to you. It went by like flying color to me. It didn't bother me. I didn't fucking like have a grouching, like I'm sad fit. I'm happy every fucking day. I'm happy every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you ended up learning English in prison.
Got no joy. Yeah. Yeah. Because I want to know what the fucking RICO is. When they arrested me in RICO, I didn't know. I thought, what the fuck? What I got to do with a Spanish guy? You know what I'm saying? Rico Hernandez. I know a guy named Rico Hernandez back in school. Rico Hernandez. Oh, fuck it. You charging him with a RICO? You're not. What the? What this guy got to do with me? I was thinking. I didn't know that RICO is organized crime. That charge. I didn't know back then. I didn't know at all. I knew there's a charge that about like going after organized crime, but I didn't know what was the name of the charge or whatever. That's it. You arrested with a statue RICO. I know I ain't gonna hear him. I go to school. I hear name Rico Hernandez. They always call his name. This is his name. Stratus name.
So during the whole time that you're in prison, it's not a tough experience for you at all?
No, not at all. I mean, see how it is, how you do time is that you be able to let it go. Yeah. You have a wife, let it go. If you got long time, you don't. There's a Chinese guy in there I know because always white. He got crazy. I saw him from good to crazy, mentally crazy. And every hour, right? Every hour on the hour, they open the door. Wherever you want to go, you're not working. If it's after work, you go wherever you want. So every hour, if I'm walking with him in the yard, he'll fucking gotta run back to the unit and call his wife. Who's there with you? I hear a man. You know, some shit like that. So as I told him, I said, listen, you think you fucking doing time? I curse that. Your wife is even harder than you. She got fucking a kid. You got a kid with him, right? Her, right? So she got to feed the kid. The kid got to eat, man. You don't have to pay nothing. You don't have to pay rent. You don't have to pay it. I said, she's doing. Now you give him fucking even harder time. So, no, it's the TV on. You know, she don't have to explain to you nothing, right? I said, you just got to let it go. You don't have a time where 24 months. If my wife can't wait for me 3 years, I'll fucking come up and slap her. What kind of bitch are you, right? But you know, 30 years, yo, you wish her the best. You know what I'm saying? You have to. She's not a rock. You know what I'm saying? That's like she got no feeling. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to let it go. Not like you think you could hold on? No, it's out of your control. Anything out of your control, just forget it. Just leave it alone. Do the best you can. But no, he got crazy. He went to Butler, a fucking mental federal prison. So now I did it the opposite way. So I was on a pre-trial. I didn't even start trial yet. I called my wife, had my lawyer. Not that I want to do it, I had to do it. I had to do it for her, better for her. You know what I'm saying? To do something better for her. So, you know, so it came out good. So, you know, sign the paper and everything. Not that I want, but I didn't put. Sometimes there's no choice. You got to take that choice, the best choice you get. So,
so you got divorced and you knew that it was going to be better for her life. So
of course, because I knew what I'm facing. I knew I'm the guy they want. I knew because this is how it came. When we plead, we all took the plea. I knew there wasn't a chance. There wasn't the slightest chance that we could win this case. All they had to do is dump those dirty body on the table and show it to the jury. Like this dirty body right here. Okay. That's all it needs to convict us already. Oh, fucking, you know, they're going to paint a fucking nasty picture about you. They're not going to say you're a fucking angel and you did, right? So just that alone. I seen while I was in there 18 months. I have not seen only Connie's case that he walked out. And later on, I turned around, Samuel DeBoe says, they bribed the fucking one of the jurors, that case, the RICO case, right? So that's how he came home. But as a conviction line with the federal government, it's very high. Very high.
They have like a 98% conviction.
Oh, yeah, very high. Now everybody said, oh, he got a good chance to win. Next thing you know, at the end of the day, when he got back, he got like 2-3 lump on his head. Okay.
You get released in 2005. Are you feeling nervous or worried about life after prison?
No. You know why? When I was inside, I was thinking, people got rich outside. You cannot tell me everyone sell fucking drugs and got rich, right? Not every one of them. Don't tell me this building that who owned the owner is a drug dealer. No, not everyone. Yeah, maybe so. So if I could do what I did before, right? On the other side, on the illegal side, and I wouldn't say I'm the smartest guy, but I'm not the stupidest guy. So I could turn my brain, my heart, my head around and just go the other way, go straight. Yeah, I'm not worried about those things. Yeah, I don't.
While you were living this life of being a gangster, what did your mom and your family think about this?
My mom worried because of, you know, the history of it. I ran away from home because of my father.
Right.
Yeah. So now I call my mother. You know, when I was on the street, I call my mother now and then and check up with her. And then one time I check up with her, sister got on the phone, said my father broke my mother's arm.
Right, we spoke about that. Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's my first case. Got arrested with a gun.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2 shooting with a cop. That's how he got. That's the first one, and then 2 shooting. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But did you ever end up seeing your dad again?
No. Even though I go to his cemetery now, right? I don't pay him no respect. As a matter of fact, curse his ass out. That's how deep he hurt me. Me, not because of me. How much pain I take from him, fine. It's because of my mother, and my sister. Because I felt for them. Yeah. Especially my mother. Yeah. So that's why, yeah.
all the years, he never reached out to you, never asked for forgiveness, nothing.
No, he's not that type of guy. Forget about him.
Wow.
I would say I hope, in the future, people especially men that read my book, just don't become like my father.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, he totally destroyed the family. Man, I might have another choice if he wasn't like that. The environment with the family growing up is very important. Very, very important. Yeah. Where the light is going to lead.
When you reflect back on your life, do you have any feelings of regret or guilt, or do you take pride in the part that you played in history in Chinatown? Or
no, I only regret one thing in my life. While I was in prison, I asked the administration to let me go out to bury my mother. They won't. And other people could, and trying to say some like lower cases where like white collar crime, right, and lesser time. You got to pay the marshal like $2,000. They'll take you out, and soon as you go to the cemetery, and then they bring you back. And the thing that hurts me that I wasn't able to go to a funeral. That's the only thing I ever regret. Nothing that I did I regret. I wouldn't regret. Maybe it's something I did wrong. But not to the point where I regret. I would admit I'm wrong. All right.
Yeah. So
yeah.
When your mom passed away, what did she pass away from?
Cancer, from cancer. Yeah, she had cancer. Yeah, she came out and visited me, and then she says the last thing I seen her in the visiting room, like she says, "Son, I'm sorry, yeah, and that I cannot protect you." And I told her how I responded back. I said, "It's not your fault. It's not your fault at all. You can't even protect yourself. How you gonna protect us? It's not your fault. Don't blame yourself." Yeah. Oh man, I had to stop. You just want this question out, and I stopped to. I mean, soon I'm gonna have tears coming out of my eye.
Right.
I cannot even talk about my mother. That really hurt me. This book, I had a chance when I was in there to had it written. I didn't. It's Mike that who persuaded me that about this book, or this wouldn't be written. I'm gonna come back another time. Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry about it. Yeah.
All right, Peter. I just want to thank you so much for your time. Is there anything else you want to say to the people before we go ahead and wrap it up?
Oh, okay. If you finish reading this book and then you know about my life, just don't be the way that my father was, right? If you were ever a father, so don't be like him. It's going to ruin the whole family. Yeah.
Okay.
Destroy
Thank you
life.
so much, Peter.